Okay.
Right. Are you going to point at the camera when you do it?
No, man, I already clicked over. Hello and welcome to DCP Live, episode number 148, where we are the most professional on-time podcast ever. We are consistently on time because we're always late. That's right. It's called consistency, right? Yes. Anyways,
that's the first tip of streaming, right?
Yeah, you got to be consistent.
Be consistent.
Yeah, if you're going to be late all the time because then you're consistent. Yeah. That's called consistency. Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
So on the show,
I thought it was never wear pants when you're.
That's optional, really. Oh, that depends on how hot it is in your house or apartment or whatever, wherever you stream.
Got you.
Pants are optional.
You're welcome to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, obviously.
We have a guest on the show tonight, right?
Yeah, well, actually, I was going to say...
Frankie 2 times.
All right, yeah, we got Frankie 2 times here, all right? That's who's on the show.
Never heard of that person.
He took a break. He took a break from the docks because, he's been hard at work at the docks. And And he's on the show tonight to give us some tips on how not to be a warlock bitch, right?
Wow.
Whoa.
Strong language.
How did this Frank thing start last week? I don't even remember, but apparently now I'm Frank.
I think somebody tried to spell Fran, but it autocorrected to Frank and then ran with it.
And then there's a few times that you said frankly in like natural conversation.
I leaned into it. So it's partially my... Oh, wow. Somebody just subscribed. That's Frank from FTC. Wow. I don't know what's happening right now, but I love this. All right.
Yeah.
I'm no longer Frank.
They're 2 months. They've been subbed for 2 months. What? How is this possible?
They changed their name, maybe.
Frankie 2 times, 2 gloves 2 times.
Yeah. Anyways,
your full name.
Here at DCP, we're all about starting beef, and right now we're starting beef. All right.
We're starting.
All right. Let's start
starting it with
Frankie.
Frank's
been having beef.
Yeah.
We can't just start one beef. We got to start beefs.
Yeah. Plural.
Yeah.
So we got the old fallback warlocks. That's an easy one.
I know. I'm always punching that bag.
We also talked some mad, you know what, dismissive crap against Rezo cast last week. So
Bungie started some shit with Titans today. That was pretty.
Yeah, they did.
That was pretty funny.
Actually, you know what?
I feel like it was actually aimed at Pope Bear specifically.
It did feel that way.
Yeah. Wow. What was it? It was so easy. And this might even lead us right into the news, but it was so easy, even a Titan could do it. So,
yes.
What could you if you don't know this news, if you don't know what this news is, picture in your mind what is so easy that even a Titan could do it.
Punch a thrall.
Before you forget,
sandwich. I was
write it down in the chat, in the comments.
But I'm not sure they could use
one-eyed mask and get a kill.
Oh,
that is true.
Actually, the Titan that is in the image is wearing a one-eyed
mask.
I
think that's part of the joke.
They did it like a double take.
Some of the OP
in that, yeah. Also, bottom tree striker. That's
yeah, he was.
Make a right turn.
Yeah,
make a right turn.
Can they make a right turn?
That one seemed difficult earlier in the pre-show.
Or 3 lefts, as we determined in the pre-show.
That's 3 lefts. That's not a right turn.
It is definitely a right turn.
No.
That's 3 lefts.
Guys,
that's
this
3 left
argument
turns.
went on for quite a long time.
That's why we're late.
For this to be the entire
That's why we're consistently late every time. We're always arguing about some crap like this. Beef, man.
Well,
beef.
Bungie we got beef with right turns.
Bungie had some pretty big news to solidify today, right? They put out a video and some information.
They did.
You guys want to get into that?
Let's jump right into it, man. I'm ready.
Let's get right into the news.
I don't have it up.
All right, who wants to cover it? I'll cover it.
Perfect.
So,
all right.
What are they doing? They're allowing us to move our Titans over. They've been talking about it for a minute,
our
though.
Titans over? Just our Titans?
There are other
Titans are moving over.
There are other classes, true, but
time to
they're allowing us to move our Guardians over, and specifically, they're talking about the launch on PC. In the video, at least, they're moving to Steam, and I think the big news here is, and a lot of people were really curious about this, but and concerned about this, but everything's going to move over seamlessly.
Everything.
Yeah,
that's the so easy a Titan can do it. You basically move it over. It's on Steam. You're going to have all your stuff from your battle.net account. It's going to be there. And
you pop bottom tree,
just works.
Dad Striker, and you easily move over your stuff. No problem, right?
Yeah. All you got to hit is right bumper the whole time, and you're there.
You're good. All your stuff comes over. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
So that's it. And okay, that was a good podcast.
That's great, guys.
There is if you go to the TWAB this week at Bungie, there is a link, bungie.net/PCMove, where it'll alert you when it's time to actually make the decision, and it gives you a fact about what you need to do and kind of what goes into it. So there's only 4 questions here, so you want to go through them real quick? I think I think they're important.
Knock them out.
Yeah.
Which Destiny 2 purchases will transfer over from Battle.net to Steam? The move from Battle.net to Steam will include a one-time transfer of all Destiny 2 content that a player already owns. These will include player accounts, Destiny 2, expansions, silver, annual pass, etc. So if you're moving over to Steam,
will my Scooty Puff move over?
Yes.
Thank God.
All of it will. Can
Everything.
players pre-order Shadowkeep on Steam now and link accounts to accommodate the move later? Yes. Players may purchase Destiny 2 Shadowkeep from Steam's product page right now. On August 20th, we'll welcome PC players back to this page to begin the process of linking their accounts on Blizzard's Battle.net.com or Battle.net and Steam to facilitate the transfer to content on October 1st. This worried me a little bit because this transfer is going to happen on October 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like them to clear that up because I'd want to make sure we can pre-download Destiny. Like if we could pre-download it and then they make sure everything's good before it launches, then.
So,
but yeah, they need to clear that up.
Here's how I
sure.
imagine it.
I think you'll be able to do that.
Yeah, because you would pre-download the software, but the actual account to log in with your information would then get linked.
It's cloud-based.
Yeah, it would get linked on Bungie.net. Your stuff would automatically link, and it would grab whatever your main account is at the time. That's what is going to log in on Steam.
Yeah, but
Right.
Go
ahead, Fran.
I was just gonna say she does bring up a good point. I don't think they've talked about whether or not you can preload old stuff on Steam, which I
wouldn't it all take?
Because I don't.
I'm pretty the whole.
It's all going to come over.
Yeah, the whole database or file base is going to be on there.
But that's
So
not
here-
what it's
this
saying.
is
That's
what I'm
right?
concerned
Like it's
about.
launching on Steam. So, for example, if you pre-order Shadowkeep and you show up on that day, you would you'd preload it or install it like anybody else, right? And so I'm just saying for old content, we don't know how that works yet, right? Because it's not on Steam yet.
But it would
Right,
include
it's not on
everything,
Steam
though.
yet.
It would include everything.
It's going to include everything.
I know it'll include, but that's
What-
the cloud data, as you mentioned, right? That's
Right.
like,
What you're going to do is you're going to log in on October 1st, and there's going to be a lot happening that day because you're going to be able to test out if your transfer worked. You're also getting brand new DLC. There's probably going to be queues to get in, right? Because there often are with new DLC launches. It's just a lot going on that day. I'd love to see them say, okay, 7 days beforehand, we're going to open up Steam so that you can, make sure your character is there. Everybody's not logging into Steam, Destiny 2, Shadowkeep all at once, all on the first day. Like, it just seems like there's a lot going on that day. Like, if any little thing doesn't work, it's really scary.
Well, that is when New Light comes out as well, to your point, I think. So,
right.
in other words, I don't think, though, that it's like they're going to let you log into your copy of Forsaken early, right? I mean, maybe. Is that what you're suggesting? That I guess
that's how I would play it because there's just so many different things happening on October 1st where everybody's logging into their Steam version of Destiny for the first time. They're going to see if their character transfer actually worked, which, hopefully it goes smoothly for everybody. But, there's always hiccups in this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then you've also got the entire community logging into Shadowkeep, day one of Shadowkeep for the first time. So there's going to be a huge surge of people. Yeah. And it's not just like a regular DLC surge. It's also the first time it's going through Steam. It's the first time people are using this new transferred account. Like all of this stuff, it's the first time testing all of these systems on day one of Shadowkeep. It's kind of scary.
It's a bit much. It's a bit much for sure. But technically, it's going to be like if you were to load up your Xbox account and you were on PS4 originally. Like that's essentially how it's going to play out with the account move, because you're not going to download chunks of the game. It's all going to be there at once. So if you download Destiny 2 on Steam, it's going to include everything that has been released up to date. It's just your account will decide whether or not you can access a raid in Forsaken or something.
Right, and that's all I was getting at. It either needs to be that assured preload, like everything's there that you linked up and you already own, and here you can see it in your account. Like I think that's what we would want to see.
Mm-hmm.
It's all like installed. That's what I was getting at. I would want to see that it's installed. Versus Shadowkeep would not be installed yet until I assume the patch on October 1st.
Yeah, like it'd be cool if you could play on Steam for the week before, and then they release Forsaken.
That would be great.
A little rehearsal. That'd be great.
Yeah, and to ease the server load, that server load is going to be intense, right? Because everybody's going to be doing all that stuff day one.
Yeah, I have a feeling it has to do with their contract for releasing or switching
Probably.
over. Because maybe the contract was they have to have a new release active for them to officially drop Activision Blizzard type of thing. Because it's kind of weird that they wouldn't have done like a week early just to smooth things out, unless it was a legal reason.
But it might still be coming, right? Because we don't.
Well, they've said October 1st for that stuff for both Steam and New Light.
Well, yeah, for New Light, yeah.
No.
And I don't know. It's a lot going on that day, and it's a little concerning. Hopefully, it goes without a hitch. If it doesn't, I'm sure the community will be very understanding and patient, and we'll all work through it together, singing Kumbaya and holding hands.
Exactly.
I know there's going to be a ton of Xbox and PS4 players who are going to be really concerned about their PC breath.
Well, there's going to be a ton of PS4 and Xbox people switching over to PC. I mean, a look at Twitter or Reddit will tell you that. There's a ton of people who are going to be taking advantage of the cross-save system.
Sure.
And being able to now play, because a lot of people wanted to be playing on PC but didn't want to grind all that stuff over again. And
I tell you what I'm going to do as a console player. I'm gonna wait for that, at least past that, all that.
It's probably not a bad idea,
because there's not going to be an issue. I mean, you're gonna be ready to play on like whatever your console is, and once it all smooths out, I would activate my my cross save.
Yeah, I'm actually only doing it because I want to try Stadia out. Right now, I don't have plans to go back to like console or Xbox as much as like in theory I'd love to play with other people, but it's gonna be so much of a grind that I'm already on PC, so I'm probably not even gonna really use it other than to test it for starters, and then I'm waiting on Stadia.
I'm personally excited to
I'm
have
doing the same.
My Destiny 2 save downstairs in my living room. So if I just want to pop it on, pop some bounties, or go grab something real quick, I can just do it right there and not have to come upstairs.
Can you guys
have my
Fran, can you guys just tell me, like, from someone that is maybe not, I haven't been very connected in the news coming out for Stadia. How's that going to work?
Stadia?
So talk to me
Stadia
about it.
is going to be it's basically a online console where you're going to have like a device in your home that can connect to the internet, like a Google Play or a
Chromecast laptop.
So you
Chromecast,
need to buy,
a laptop,
or you're going to buy some sort of device.
No, I mean at first you have to get in initially, but once they roll it out fully, you'll just be able to do this from any computer. I think even like an iPhone or a tablet or something like that. Like anything that has.
Yeah, they said any browser. So anything that can open a browser, you're good to go.
I mean,
and then once you sign up, you can buy games. Although Destiny 2 is like pre-packaged game if you sign up for the paid. If you sign up for the paid service, which is what have they announced the $15?
I think it's $15.
And then what you get is a Destiny 2 experience at 60 FPS, 4K.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah,
that sounds really nice. For me personally, I don't have so are you like I guess explain to me a little bit more. Like, I mean, so you're not gonna need a computer, or you're gonna be is Stadia gonna come
you're
as
gonna
like
need something that you can open a browser on. Yeah. One of the cool things about this is it's got this really cool YouTube integration. So like say you're watching Watts on YouTube and she's got a video about, a cool loadout. There's going to be a button underneath her video that says, would you like to play Destiny 2 right now? And you can click it and it just fires up Destiny 2 in the browser, 4K, 60 FPS, assuming that you have a 4K screen. I mean, if you don't, then, whatever the resolution is, it'll be 60 FPS. And then you can start playing Destiny 2 from any device. Right now, the first wave of this thing is they're actually selling like a little puck that plugs into your TV and a Google Stadia controller, which looks like an Xbox controller or anything else. And the Stadia controller actually independently hooks up to your Wi-Fi and then directly to the server that's playing your game, independently of the device that's playing the video of your gameplay. So it's a cool technology. How much lag there is going to be.
Okay, so that was my question. So for the average player, like if I like Tefty, you're talking about excited about having this in your living room. So if I have this, I think a lot of people have like the little Google Chrome boxes.
Yeah, Chromecast.
The Chromecast that they hook up to their TV. Theoretically, you could be playing Destiny through that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
precisely.
so on a browser, right? Yeah. So the processing power is on the Google servers, cloud. So it's not like you have to have a big machine on your. Isn't this something?
You don't need anything on your end.
You're right. So isn't this like something perfect for a person like me who doesn't have a big PC, wants to have that 60 frames per second experience? But if I'm coming from console, how is the controller, like what are my options for the controller? What does it look like as far as is it an Xbox controller? Does it look like what does it look like?
It's a Google Stadia controller.
Right, I understand that, but what does it
you can use an Xbox controller actually. So if you're on a laptop, as an example, in that case, and your laptop supports, you can actually use an Xbox controller. I think they confirm that.
This sounds fascinating.
But the Stadia controller itself, and I've used it, by the way, I played it at E3. I had the chance to play Doom Eternal, and the controller is actually very comfy. It's just it's almost like a PlayStation controller. It's closest to that, with the two sticks are down on the bottom, and it's got a little longer handles. But
so the sticks aren't like offset.
No, yeah, they're not offset. It's like PlayStation, and it feels good actually. Once I put it in my hand, it very light at first, but then you're like, no, this feels fine. Like
rumble packs, anything like that?
I think it has rumble. That's a great question. I'm pretty sure it does.
I was a lag, Fran.
Oh yeah, no, undetectable actually. So I played Doom Eternal, and now this was Ethernet connected through a laptop. But the controller I think it was plugged in USB, but I don't think that's going to change the lag. It's a standard Bluetooth or whatever connection otherwise. But I was like really searching for it because it's Doom Eternal. And I'm like, I was sitting there, I was like, not really detectable in this environment. I was playing at 1080p, 25 megabits per second.
And it was running the game off their servers somewhere else in the United States?
Yeah, it was the actual experience according to them.
Wow.
Like the normal
that sounds
Google Chrome.
Phenomenal.
So here's the big thing that I just remind folks in this. One, it's not PC. So don't assume that it's going to be like looking at a PC build of this, but you are going to potentially get 60 frames. I think that's one of the biggest points for people to think about. This will be the only other edition other than PC to support 60 frames.
Yeah. Right. Until the new consoles come out.
Yeah.
Right. But it is running on the Stadia hardware. But the biggest thing, I just want to remind people, you are, for lack of a better way to put it, you're playing an encoded YouTube video. Okay, so you're running encoding, compression, and colors are not the same. But like right now, you're not seeing the glory of our cameras and pristine view because it's getting compressed.
Yeah.
So your 1080p is 25 megabits per second down, and what was 4K? Was that 35 megabits per second? I think.
Okay, that's a hefty internet connection.
It is hefty.
Yeah, but the point is, it's compressed, and that was my biggest feedback on Doom Eternal. Is I played it the night before, direct on PC. I was on a nice monitor, a really nice setup, and it was exactly what you'd expect. It's a beautiful game.
But who am I playing with? So we're one of the big
other Stadia owners.
Stadia owners.
Okay, so I'm not getting a chance, right? But Stadia itself lives in that environment. Yeah. It's not like
it's its own console in the cloud.
Got it.
Maybe another way to think about it is
that's a good way. That's really important. I didn't understand that. I figured that was I going to be hooked up with the PC players or
is it
going to be
PC?
Okay.
Destiny 2 is also it's a special case because if you pay for the subscription, which is $15 a month for Stadia, it's included with that. However, games are going to cost money individually on Stadia.
Right. Yeah, it's the same as other platforms, right? So you're buying the stuff on the platform you want to play. Yeah.
So if you buy a Stadia game and then discontinue your subscription, you no longer have access to that game you paid for.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it'll be there if you lapse. They confirm that.
Yeah,
so
if you
it's
come
not
back.
you lose your
Right.
game, but yeah, it'll be. In other words, it's like having a YouTube or Gmail account. Really, it's just like that. And you log in and you'll play the games that you bought via that service. And you can do that by logging in on your laptop, or you can have a Chromecast hooked up to your TV. And but it all streams to you, and that's just the biggest thing. Like I didn't quite finish that point, but I really, you know me, I'm just picky when it comes to video. Old Frankie two times.
Frankie two times needs that at least 2K.
It's not just the resolution. I mean, compression it does a lot, and I can say that
color clarity.
I don't want to look at. It was just look. Doom looks amazing. I'm a little reserved at how it's going to look. It was a little more washed out, a little more compressed.
Well, that's the thing that happens when you go from console to PC as well. It's like the color depth on PC is another thing that you notice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's my experience from console to Stadia, though?
I play using the NVIDIA Shield downstairs right now, and I play 4K 60 FPS Destiny on a TV, and there is compression there. If I get close to the TV, I can see it clearly. Mm-hmm. But if you're sitting back on a couch, your feet are up, you got a controller in your hand, like you're 10 feet away from the TV. Like to me, it's not that big a deal. Whereas I'm sitting in front of a PC screen and I'm a foot away from the screen,
Yeah, but and that's where it all comes down to how the encoding is, how it adapts, and like we just don't know yet. And so I saw one version of it; it wasn't finished yet. We should bear that in mind because maybe it looks better.
Yeah,
but it is. Sure. I got a very I'm watching a 1080p YouTube video that's 20. Well, it felt less than 20 some megabits per second. It must have been, obviously, because it's not going to max it out. So
depends on the motion too.
Anyway,
I bet some games will look better if
it's Doom Eternal. It's going to crush it. Yeah,
exactly.
So let me ask you though. I'm seeing just a comment. This is like an important point to clarify. Stadia also has a free subscription, so you will still have access to your purchased games. So if there's a free access version that you can still access your purchased games, but you're not getting the subscription thing, does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yes. All you have to do is buy the game. That is correct. That is the most interesting part about it, is if you already own a laptop and say an Xbox controller, in theory, we haven't seen the exacts, but it would appear that way. You can just buy I was trying to think of a game that comes out next March when maybe it'll be out, the full release.
Yeah.
But anyway, you buy your game and it's added to your library, just like a YouTube movie. Yeah, whatever you buy it. That's in April or something next year. But you buy it and it just adds it to your account and you hook in your laptop and play it. So, you don't need to subscribe to anything.
Apparently the free version is 1080p 60 FPS. So if you really want the 4K version, you have to pay money.
Really good.
That's correct. Yeah, it's only 1080p.
I mean, I'm thinking what I've been playing on console and
I feel like
an upgrade.
That you're not really looking at this platform for high-end visuals specifically. I think it's the convenience.
Sure. No.
It
is convenience. Yeah. It's like you said, I want to go sit on the couch and I want to play some Destiny, or I'm traveling. I want to go play some Destiny while I'm traveling. It's good for that. It's not going to be like the main platform that you play all your games on.
Or like unless you got a TV in the bedroom and sometimes you just like to, do a little or grinding in the bedroom.
Yeah.
When you're
and
all
this
alone
means
I was with you.
I was hoping he was going to finish that sentence. That was perfect.
But this is way cheaper than getting a console to put in your bedroom so that you could play Destiny in your bedroom, right? You can get this subscription stuff and buy the stuff you need to be able to play on Stadia. So that's another great thing about cross save, is if you are someone that's just on PC and you're like, I want to be able to play on the couch, I want to be able to play in my bedroom, I want to be able to play when I'm on vacation. You don't need to buy a console or anything like that, and you just buy Stadia and then you're good.
And it sounds like
it's low cost.
It sounds like it's a low footprint.
Yeah,
you can go grab your laptop and
they're still selling the Xbox One X for $500. The PlayStation Pro is how much is it now? Is it still $400?
$299? No, I thought it was.
Is it down to $300?
Wait, the Pro.
I think it's still $400.
It's more.
Yeah.
Is it still $400? I mean, the Stadia is launching like this kind of like special edition for $150, but at some point the hardware is going to basically be free.
Yeah, it's just
not the controller. You always have to buy that controller, but I mean, you can plug an Xbox controller. Xbox controllers have Bluetooth in them now, so you can basically hook them up to anything. I hook mine up to my iPad and play games that way. It's like
right. But yeah, most people will the small barrier to entry would be purchasing the Chromecast for their TV and then the controller. Because in that situation, I believe you do need the controller. I don't know if it supports like plugging in I don't think it'll support, in other words, like a wireless Xbox controller to your Chromecast that you can get away with not buying the controller.
So honestly, like the best case or the best setup I see is somebody's like got an old laptop or a laptop that's like say 6-7 years old, something like that, would like to play Destiny, doesn't have a place or the setup at the moment, can easily get access to Destiny or a bunch of other games with just this. And let's say that laptop crashes or goes away and they have to get something else that's also of the same quality. They still have access to all these games and can be able to play them with Stadia. It's not going to be a PC experience. And just like you said, YouTube level compression is going to happen on the video. So it's like watching a Netflix show that you're controlling. Essentially, like that.
Exactly. That's precisely.
I do this all the time around my house. I use my PC to play games on other devices all the time. And it's, for the most part, a great experience. You know, if I can play, I played most of, what was the name of that game? The 2D Castlevania-ish game.
Oh, Bloodstained?
Bloodstained. I played most of Bloodstained on my iPad with a PlayStation 4 controller.
Awesome.
Just a quick point about cross save and all that stuff. So I saw a question from Kyber Red in chat who asked, I wonder if it will let you access your characters if you just had New Light on Stadia and full D2 on PC. They've actually already said that you'll have access to all of your weapons, all of your armor, everything. You just won't be able to gain new weapons and armor from Shadowkeep if you don't own Shadowkeep on the system you're playing on. But they're not going to like lock out your brand new Shadowkeep gun when you go on a different platform just because you don't own it on that platform. So everything that is on your character, you will be able to use.
That's really huge.
That's
huge.
It is, yeah.
That is a huge agreement.
It's huge because you get to go and play Crucible with your friends, right? Who are on a different platform, or Gambit, or
not
Strike
grayed out or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can still use all the stuff that you've really loved, and you don't need to buy.
Imagine all those people that missed out on PS4 Hawkmoon, right? If this could have been, something that it was we had those exclusives, and had they had this system set up, you could have used your
probably
Hawkmoon.
Why they didn't have that system set up.
Yeah, that's probably why.
PS4 Hawkman, unbelievable, Pope.
A couple more things about moving over to Steam. It says, what will we find on Steam on October 1st? Current players of Destiny 2 on PC will be welcome to continue their adventure on Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. The next chapter in the story, new players will be able to take their first steps into that world in Destiny 2 New Light. So it'll be launching New Light and Shadowkeep on October. God, there's going to be so many people hitting those servers. It's really kind of scary to me.
Yeah.
It is scary, yeah, because I was, as soon as I saw that, I was like, so you're having everyone, so you're doing the transfer early, right? Like you're signing up for, yes, I'm going to transfer to Steam, but you're not downloading the game early, as far as we know right now. We're not loading up our character early on there. So it was seeing, so the date that Shadowkeep comes out is when we're doing all the stuff was scary. So I do hope they talk about that more, because I'm sure they've thought about it, right? That they're like, it's going to be really busy and the servers are going to be smacked. Yeah. I'm sure they've thought about it.
Maybe don't take October 1st off. Maybe take October 2nd off.
So would I be able to
I think it'll be
swap my account, get the wave splitter, whatever the hell it's called, and then bring it over to PC and be like, I got this exotic that's PS4 only at the moment?
You have to use that instance.
Really? I can't.
Yeah, if you
can't
choose
grab
your PS4 to be your main account.
You can't, you have to choose, as I recall, right? Wait, yeah, exactly. You have to choose one main account. So you can't go back and grab.
No.
Like I have the.
No. What I'm saying is I take my PC account. I say I make it the main. Then I log in on PS4. Go to Zur, say, what up, Zur? Give me that stank. He gives me the stank, and then I bring back over.
No, because it's your. Because you're on at that point, once you do that cross save decision that your PC is your main, when you log in on PlayStation,
theoretically, Wave Splitter will no longer be like an exclusive content anyway at that point, right?
On the 21st of August?
Yeah. I would assume October 1st.
On October 1st.
Workarounds here. They've already thought of all of these
But
things.
I'd be able to go play that Strike
with
my PC account on PS4 and then jump back over to PC. See what I'm saying?
You mean? Well, on October 1st, I think to Briar's point, then you'll be able to do it on October 1st because it's your PC instance on which now will have access to that strike. Is that what you're getting at, Tef?
I'm just saying.
Because there's no workaround, but meaning once you choose, you're either on your PS4 or you're on your PC as your save.
Tefty's trying to go. So what Tefty's saying is he's going to choose his PC account.
Yes.
And this is August 21st.
Yes.
And then he's going to go to PS4 and earn Wave Splitter.
Correct.
Because it's
on PS4.
PS4. And then he can go back on PC. And this is all before October.
And have Wave Splitter. Yeah.
No, but it won't impact your PC save is what I'm saying. Like, you could go do that, but now you're playing a dead version of your save.
No, friend, you're not following what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm selecting my PC account, and then cross save is active, right? So I log in on the PS4, which automatically says, "Oh, it's your PC account. Let's load up that data." Oh, you happen to have found Wave Splitter. Congratulations! And then I log back in on PC, and I have Wave Splitter,
and it's grayed out.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot that that it's active. Supposedly you can log in with your PC account, right, on PS4 now.
Yeah, cross save. Cross save would actually be happening.
But what I'm not understanding is once that happens, how are you going to get your Wave Splitter? This is the piece I don't understand.
Because I'd be on PS4.
He's be on PS4.
And you have to go earn it, though, is all I'm saying.
There's like smoke coming out of Fran's ears right now. Like,
yeah, there is.
There's that gif of, that meme
Mark,
of the guy.
my PC is the main. I go over to the PS4. I load it up. Yeah. I do some milestones. Boom, I get Wave Splitter. I go, hurrah, I got the Wave Splitter. Oh, my God. Then I go over to PC.
But it's
and it's still my same account.
You still have it, but it's grayed out.
But that was my point. You're not going to have it on PC till maybe October 1st or whatever. That's what I was getting stuck on.
I can still inspect it, though, right? I can inspect it.
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see.
Like, that's an interesting.
I would imagine you'll be able to get it.
Hover my mouse cursor over the curves, right?
I don't
know. What happens if I don't sign up to move my Guardians to Steam? Unfortunately, Destiny will no longer be available on Blizzard's Battle.net after October 1st. We hope you'll follow us to our new home to continue your journey. It just won't be the same without you. So Blizzard Battle.net is just not going to have Destiny in it anymore. You're going to have to move to Steam if you want to continue to play Destiny.
Yep.
Got the same kind of thing for cross save here. There's a way more questions. I don't know if we want to go through all of them. Does anybody see anything in here that you want to cherry pick?
Guys, cross save is cross save. You pick an account, you use the account. It's really simple.
They did confirm that you're not deleting the other accounts, so those are just dormant accounts.
No. Yeah, they just go dormant. So you're not, if you end up picking like your PC account, which of course doesn't have any of your veteran stuff on it, but you're not 100% sure, maybe you want to go back and use that other veteran account at some point, you're not completely deleting. So
how long did they talk about how long it'll be available still, that other account?
It'll always be available. It's the same as it is right now. You just don't have it activated for cross save.
Yeah, I think this one's actually interesting. Do my previous game purchases transfer across platforms? Answer is no. The things you have purchased from your PC or console stores will remain on the platform where you bought them. These include games or balances of silver. Cross-save enables you to access the Guardians and collections on one active account from wherever you play. The things that you acquire for your character in the game are what move with you from one platform to another. So if you have a bunch of silver on your PS4, but you choose your PC account, you lose that silver on your PlayStation 4.
Because you bought it through that specific
PlayStation. Yeah.
It's got
you have to choose your account.
Sony's money hands on it. That's why.
It does. You can't remove the cold dead hands.
This stinks like PlayStation. It stinks like 30 FPS.
It's got you don't want it anyway. It's got some sort of strange disease on it, you know? You don't want it to like
Another question that I think is interesting. Can I disable cross save once I've enabled it? Cross save is intended to be a one-time action, but we realize there may be cases in which you want to visit the characters you left behind. Once cross save has been disabled, you will have access to your original characters on each platform. There's a 90-day wait to re-enable that feature. The policy exists to discourage activity like account recoveries by other players.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about, Watts. That was the question I had. I guess it's 90 days.
Wow.
So you can't just go and get someone's account and like, oh, I play on PC and they're on PS4, and then they're gonna have to wait 90 days to get back into their account. Interesting.
I mean, if business is booming, they could have a rotation where at the 90-day mark, suddenly they start rotating all the accounts that they've been maintaining for their
they'll figure it out. They're gonna just do a circle thing, and people are gonna know like, oh, okay, I'll get this really cool thing that I want that I don't have time to get, or I can't get it.
Yeah.
And then I just have to wait 90 days.
As long as people don't want to play Comp or Gambit, Recovs will exist. That's what it is.
Yeah.
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 How will cross save impact my clans? Your active account will be included in only one Destiny clan. That will become your clan on all the platforms where you play Destiny. Your active account will only take up one player slot in your clan roster, but you'll have access to your clan teammates who are currently playing on the same platform. This is going to be interesting because a lot of clans, a lot of people are in two different clans depending on which platform they are. I am too. I'm in the same clan, but there's a PC clan and a PS4 clan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What a cluster.
So we're gonna have to basically
right?
get rid of one of those clans and try and fit everyone into one clan, but they're not increasing the clan number size, so it's really difficult.
There's
and
the
purpose of having those separate clans is that when I'm on PS4, other people on PS4 are in that clan, but with everybody moving between platforms, like that doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah, I don't. It's just gonna be.
Seems like we need an updated clan system.
Well, they should drop it to 15 people in a clan.
Yeah, you're right, Teft. That's the reasonable option.
You're welcome.
That's where you go. Just go the opposite direction.
Truly a warlock's guidance there.
You want 200? You want 200?
Usher in the age of warlocks with 15 people per clan. You're welcome.
Warlocks only have 15 friends anyway.
Oh,
that's
I don't
generous,
know, man.
Wow.
There's a time when can we use friends in air quotes, because then if you do that, then warlocks have a lot of friends. Yeah.
So they have mentioned that there will be more details coming about this soon. It's still a tough decision though. It really is. Like I think it is. Like I don't envy Watts. I know that Watts has the decision that she's put in a lot of time on her PlayStation. She's put a lot of time on their PC. She's got to choose a clan now. The
clan is honestly the hardest part, because the account thing, like I think if you do not have it figured out now, I don't know what to say to you. But as soon as they announced that cross save was a thing, I was like, okay, I have to figure this out so that I can grind back the things that I'm missing on whatever account that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I made that decision really quickly, but the clan thing is rough, because it's like I can't fit those people who are in the PC clan and the PS4 clan and the Xbox clan into one clan. It's just impossible.
Not enough space.
So now we're gonna have to make like Lamb Squad 1, Lamb Squad 2, Lamb Squad 3, which is fine, but it just kind of sucks that, like you said, Briar, when I'm on PC, everyone who's in my clan list is currently on PC.
Right. So, same with friends list works a little differently. Is the friends list going to work off of Steam now?
Yeah.
Should.
Or is it going to be its own separate in-game Bungie its own Bungie friends list?
Steam. It should be Steam, I'm pretty sure. So wouldn't it? I don't even know how that would work otherwise. Like, has anyone done that where they have their own server side friends list that's not Steam? I can't think of it.
Seems like a Nintendo thing to do.
Yeah, it's true. Nintendo will do whatever the F they want, but no, I'm sure it'll be Steam.
Bethesda. We had to do that with.
But it is
with Youngblood. We had to add each other on Bethesda. I was like, what?
And I downloaded that off of Steam.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's some Bethesda bullshit right there.
Oh, you mean linking your accounts?
Yeah, we had to link our account, and then we had to add each other's friends on Bethesda.
It's funny. I played it, I think, after they changed that. Like, didn't they change it within the first few days?
Did they?
Oh, did they?
I assume they did, because I played with somebody I hadn't ever played with, and I didn't have to add them on Bethesda. They just needed to be added on my Steam.
Oh.
So maybe they patched up,
changed it,
but
yeah.
it looked like I had to do what you're talking about. I couldn't find them
Yeah.
at first, and it turns out it was just server trouble. But anyway,
maybe
I mean,
that's what it was.
I think the positive side of it is, I mean, you're describing a scenario where if you have two different clans and they're maxed out on different platforms, that creates a tough scenario for you. But I think that's pretty rare. And but I think if you look at the other side, the glass half full, it's like you just need to choose one clan. It is now, it's just one clan. So the good news is that, but I understand that you want to bring everybody into one clan so you don't, run into.
Here's another question. What if I'm in Watts' clan on PC and Pope's clan on PS4? Right? And I choose, we all choose, okay, we're going to consolidate the clan. We've kicked out, 180 people that we don't want anymore. We've got a solid group of 100 players. We're all going to be in one clan. Does it show up that I'm playing Destiny on PC in Pope's feed?
That's
Even
what
though he's on PlayStation and he's in my clan.
That's what it's indicating, right? Is that what you if he's on the same, if you're both on PC, is that what you said?
No, if he's on PS4, I'm on PC, but we're both in the same clan.
I don't think it'll show him as actively playing or anything. You have to be on the same. I assume that based on what
PS4.
Yeah, I assume because of what they said that you'll have access to your clan teammates who are currently playing on the same platform.
I think you guys are all confused here. Hypothetically, in this situation, I've already banned most of you guys from my clan, and it's just me and Watts. So, and maybe Tefty.
This is just that.
Maybe. We'll see.
That vacation
but he's got wave
talking.
splitter, so
we relax, Pope.
My wave splitter.
Kind of gentler Pope.
not to like the guy.
Wave splitter's going to be grayed out for me on PC.
Let's be honest.
Have an additional question that I wonder when we get an answer on dim.
Oh my god!
Because now, right?
Oh shit!
Oh,
Your
right.
dim is going to you're going to have to log into Steam version and your BattleNet version. It should be fluid, but what date is that going to be active? Because what you were saying before, Briar, got me thinking of I kind of want to make sure to log into dim and make sure my wave splitter's there on September 25th, grayed out, so I can use it on October 1st. But
what
right,
if it isn't grayed out.
I know, God, why did I even mention it again? But right, you're also gonna have to test dim on day one unless they launch it. I mean,
hopefully
theory,
they've got some insight, they've got some access to Bungie's API early, so they can get that shit working.
Yeah.
They're really quick on that stuff. When it goes down,
They're super fast.
They fix it really
awesome.
fast.
Somebody chances it's already active. What?
What?
You can log into. I don't know how that would work because there's no copy of.
I've been seeing some cross save out there. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
People been
sounds
like
like
early
it's on the
testing.
It's probably just testing stuff. Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
of
they
course
have to
they're
make sure
building
it works.
But I can't
For
do
sure,
anything
but I
today, right?
They flip it on. They're like, let's hope.
Let's see if it works.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Exactly.
Come on, community, try this out.
But yeah, I mean, they've been building it. We know that. I was just saying that, if it's not active till the 1st, that makes me a little nervous to see.
There's going to be growing pains to this.
Should be minor.
There's going to be growing pains to decision making. There's going to be growing pains to clan listings. Hopefully, October 1st goes really ultra smooth. The last couple of launches have been pretty smooth.
True.
This is a fucking crazy one though on PC.
It is.
That's a big one. There's going to be so many people playing on PC.
Ultimately, though, it's just going to improve our experience. It's going to improve everybody's experience. Whether you only own a console, maybe you've been thinking about, possibly getting a Stadia, and now you can play, your characters on Stadia. Maybe you thinking about getting an Xbox. Now you're everything just transfers, and that's awesome.
Well, and Briar, what I like honestly is if I've got a PC and I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna be making the move over, but you're gonna want to play with some friends. You've got New Light to do that, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of activities.
Like if you're not sure your PC can run it,
right? So you're gonna go in there and you're gonna play it out. You're gonna try it with your friend, and you're gonna try New Light, and all that's free. And then you can choose to buy it. If that's the platform you end up staying on, it's just makes so much sense.
The amount of new players from New Light on day one is going to be staggering. That's obviously the community is going to rush in for Shadowkeep, but the amount of people that are going to be like, hey, I could try this right now on Xbox, PS4, or PC right now.
Sure.
There's just going to be a massive rush of people creating
New
accounts.
Light is huge.
Are they still kindergartens, or are they have a new designation because of the new? Are they
They're
light agains?
I'd say
No.
little.
Shadow
that doesn't do it.
Base.
Yeah.
We can't say little lights because that was for Guardian Con.
New
Shadow Babies.
kindergartens? No. We'll have to think about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure our chat and community.
Stir that one
if
around
you
a
have
little
an
bit.
idea, throw it down in the chat. I mean, it's definitely exciting to see a whole influx of people that are going to be playing. I can't wait to be like, oh wait, I can't wait to be doing a public event and have somebody not know how to make it heroic again.
You're just gonna bust out the Scooty Puff and be like, "What up?"
I don't know what you're talking about, Pope. That's
Check
still
out
going
my-
on.
Check out my
Still
Scooby
happens.
Puff. It does still happen,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
I've actually seen a decent amount of new people already trying out Destiny. So maybe like the news of all of this happening, people were like, oh, I kind of want to jump in.
I've known some people that are doing that, and there's been that chatter. It sounds like some people are like, yeah, I'm going to try it out, so I might as well get started now. And a lot of good feedback on Forsaken from some of the people that I talked to that hadn't touched it. They're like, wow. Like there was a lot of good stuff in there. So,
we know from Mark Noseworthy that they, cross play is on the roadmap,
right.
We don't know.
They do want to do it, yeah. It's of course a huge undertaking because cross save is something that I think Bungie has been capable of doing from the beginning, to be honest, because you can go and look at all of your characters in DIM, it's all there. It's all on Bungie.net. It's all together. They just have to, find a way to do it with all of the Xbox and PlayStation and PC people that are involved. But crossplay is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
That's a whole different kind of tech.
Yeah, and the PvP 30 versus 60 stuff is just brings up big questions on what to do. But
isn't there?
I wouldn't expect it for at least a year.
So somebody was saying in chat last night that the new COD is going to have crossplay. Did anybody else?
It is going to have crossplay.
So, okay, so the huge release is pushing forward with crossplay on there. Already, Fortnite's been having crossplay for over a year, and it seems like the season or the era of crossplay and cross save is basically upon us. Like it's only a matter of time now before they implement it.
Yeah, but those are at 60.
I'm excited for that. I can't wait to play with you guys on a regular basis. It's going to be great.
Well, we'll have the ability to, Pope. I mean, that's the important part. We could.
Well, what are you saying?
Nothing. I mean, I just mean in theory it works.
Yeah, I'll get a text. I'll be like, "Oh, I can play with Pope right now." I'll be like, "I'm good. I'm fast."
No, that's not.
But it's good to know that you could.
Yeah, it's
right?
like
The
I totally
reason why
could
we
say
haven't-
yes right now, but I'm just not.
No. The only reason why we don't play regularly is because we're on different,
Yes.
Yeah, we totally didn't make that
Right?
decision
Totally.
based on this circumstance.
Good, because
Yes, Pope.
I thought you guys were implying something different there. I mean,
No, don't worry
Okay.
about that.
No, of course not.
All right.
Not at all,
Good.
Pope.
That's why I was really excited about all this cross save play stuff.
I'm all
but,
about
I mean,
options. The option to or not play with you. It's great.
Do or do not.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hearing some other things there. Okay, but let's keep going.
I miss the days.
Focus on the positive.
I miss the days of 58 bullets. That was amazing.
That was pretty amazing.
It was a great stream.
I do get a little heated in PvP.
58 bullets.
None
of them hit.
I broke
Oh.
a controller that day.
Whoa.
It shattered
Rage.
into a wall.
Wow.
Oh, that was
just,
a
like, couldn't
memorable
hit
stream.
anything?
I was
It was
using
lag. It was lag.
What
Highest Luna?
it was
Doctrine?
laggy, but Doctrine of Passing, and I was playing with Tefty, and I dumped an entire clip into a guy, and he killed me. And it was a very intense
Oh, yeah.
moment. We're playing
We're
Trials.
playing Trials.
Oh,
We're
gosh.
mattered.
Yeah,
Oh,
it mattered. It was real, and I'm not a great player. So when I don't make a play, and it's not me, it's them, I'm like, I'm livid, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. I shot 54 fucking bullets, and I'm like losing my shit, and I'm like, wham, and I slam my controller
I'm
against
laughing the whole
wall.
time.
Yeah.
Stephanie's just like, whoo.
It
boy.
was literally if Tefty
Post a little
Tefty had
spike.
completely lost himself on the hilt tilt,
Yes.
if Tefty had completely lost himself,
Yes,
he would have reached me. It was hilt tilt times.
Yeah, I feel that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got hot and then I just let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
It's 50. Was it 54? How many bullets was in Dr. Nerpassin? 54 or 58?
Oh, do we need to load up dim?
It's 50 something.
Right. It's 50. It was a lot,
Yeah,
and it was an absolute laser beam. And I can't wait until we get another gun like that because that was my jam.
Yes.
Oh,
I love that gun.
You got to switch to PC. Every auto rifle's like that.
Really?
True.
There's no recoil.
There's no
Oh
recoil.
my god, dude! I need a PC. Only
You
if I
can
knew
use
somebody
SMGs from across the map,
that knew how
which
Yes.
is not possible.
fix PCs for me. Yeah.
Weird.
Weird.
Interesting dilemma you got there.
Yeah.
Hey, there's some more stuff to look
48.
forward to in
Who's
the
48?
upcoming weeks here.
Oh, there's extended
Yeah.
mag, though. You can have extended.
We have like a what's it called? Roadmap.
Director's cut. Yeah, we got director's cut with Luke Smith. He's gonna apparently he said on Twitter that this thing is like 8 pages long
Yeah,
for
saw
the first
that.
half that he's gonna release
Yes.
next week.
Yep.
And equally long the week after, kind of examining the history of Destiny 2,
I
kinda
love
where
this.
they've come, where they're going. I can't wait to read this.
Oh,
This is-
I love it because I'm just imagining that we're gonna get backgrounds on and explanations on why some decisions were made, why they felt that was good, what they learned from it, either working or not working, and it's gonna be really interesting to get that inside look of what was going on with Bungie during all of these times through us playing Destiny 2. So I'm super excited. It's gonna be a long read though. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a long.
I think it's worth reminding folks that now, obviously, Luke has been most well known for directing Destiny along the way and designing Destiny, but he was a writer for many, many years before, and that's actually where I met Luke and met him. But he's a writer, so it's going to be really exciting to just see him go to town on this. And I think that's what you're seeing is it's not just. It turned out that it was so much to say. It's like 2 parts, which
because he said last week it was going to come out this week, but apparently it's
meaning
bigger undertaking than he.
I never
a lot, yeah.
I wonder how much is going to be redacted, like some top
That'd be
secret
funny.
document. Some Bungie overlords are like, can't say that. It's just going to come with all these redacted pieces.
How many pages are dedicated to Activision? Made me do it.
Yeah,
that would be hilarious if he released it and it was 70% redacted. But he's like, I released it, but there's a bunch of stuff that I couldn't show you.
And what euphemism is he going to use writing to be Activision made me do it? Because he's not going to say it straight
Capital
up,
reasons.
right?
Oh, they've been saying it straight up.
Yeah.
In the Vidoc, they've been like, well, we
said
couldn't
reason.
do this because we were working with a partner that wasn't willing to do it. It's pretty freaking obvious who they're talking about.
That's he's specifically saying it.
Yeah.
He could have been talking about what's that other company that they were doing?
Sony,
whatever. No,
Yeah,
you're right.
PlayStation and
it was pretty
Sure,
obvious
those
who
were
they're
two main
talking
partners.
about. I'm curious to see how much he if he takes the gloves off and he
I would love to see that.
Reasons, yes.
Yeah.
Explain reasons.
It should be an awesome read. Especially for fans who've been
gonna be cool.
following it for so long. And
Yeah.
I think the most exciting part about it will be is as much as I love knowing why are we here, where we're at today with the choices that have been made, I more want to know what are you looking forward to in the future so much? And I think they've
More of a
already
feature
peeled
guide,
off a
too.
little there. Yeah, and it's been nice that look, we're just getting started with Armor. And by the way, we're gonna get to cross play, and they've said a couple things that are we want the same things you guys want, and they don't take the opportunity to say it because I think that's where there's a hesitancy, is that as soon as you say something, it's it becomes the expectation that you're going to get it in a few months. So every time they say it, it has to come with this list of caveats. But hopefully in this update, we get just a little bit more of where we're headed. The longer vision.
I like hearing about the past though too. Reading Jason Schreier's book about, with the chapter about Destiny 1's development. Activision.
I love that stuff.
Them moving from Microsoft to Activision. It surprised me when they did it because it's you just got out from underneath a corporate overlord and you just slid right back underneath another one, and then that led to the Marty O'Donnell. He was to him leaving after the dispute about the trailer music getting switched to Led Zeppelin. There's so much weird stuff going on. Now that they're away from Activision, man, there's so many stories that could come out of that.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't think they want to burn any bridges, but I do think they'll share the important stuff like they have. I mean, they all but said that it was, likely Activision why they couldn't do cross save up to this point. Like that was on their minds apparently. And they said reasons, but it seemed very obvious. They were like, yeah.
Well, I'm really curious so Bungie becomes their own company, right? Employee owned, their own company.
Self-published.
What's the next logic? Self-published, right? What's the next logical it isn't to control the artistic freedoms of Destiny 2. That might be part of it, but that can't be their big goal. There's got to be something bigger than this. And if you look at what that means for other companies, what's another example of? And I think of Epic or Bethesda, and what is something that happened once they did that? They didn't just stick with one game, and they started to become, a bigger thing. So I'm really curious about what does Bungie do now? That's really what I want to know. So they got Destiny going, and they're going to be doing some massive things for that. But wow, they're positioned to grow as a company and do something really huge and maybe make other games, and that to me sounds like something that's super exciting. And there's no indication that that's the direction they're going, but I can't believe that a company like Bungie puts the effort into becoming independent like they have. It's probably cost them a lot to do that. So, and it isn't just to get control of the production rights or the publishing rights of Destiny 2. I cannot believe that they would make a company decision this big for just that. There has to be something bigger.
I think they would have made that decision if they were having lots of head clashing under Activision, right? So if there was a bunch of stuff that they wanted to do, or they weren't happy with the content they were putting out, they wanted more time to do stuff, or they wanted to go down a different route, and Activision was like, nah, then I could totally see that they're like, look, this is, our reputation on the line. We want to make this game what we wanted to make, so we want to be independent.
Yeah,
which it sounds like
it's gotta suck getting beat up by the community too for decisions that you fought for, but the corporate overlord made you. Already there's a different feel around the game compared to when Destiny 2 came out, and like there was loot boxes everywhere, and like to me there's a different feel around the game.
Yeah, for sure.
There is.
Already there's a different feel from the communication. Like they're talking about the future, they're talking openly, whereas it always felt much more buttoned down before.
Even the way that like the official Bungie account and Destiny account is talking to people, it's much more relaxed. It's less, PR jam. It feels more like you're talking to a real person who's giving you a real answer. It feels like Bungie will just turn around and be like, I don't know the answer to that. Whereas before, there's no way.
You got the impression that like Activision was constantly combing over their account, being like, "Why did you say this? Yeah, what?
Right?
See, we don't really want to give that picture, and you did that with that, so we're gonna need you to not say anything about that stuff." And you get the impression that happens also all the time.
There's that news a couple of years ago about that huge Chinese investor that came in.
NetEase,
right?
NetEase, and
that's what I was gonna bring up.
A ton of money for a new.
They put $100 million into a new project for them. About a year
that's what I was
ago.
going to bring up to Pope's point. Yeah, it's been about a year and change that they got $100 million for other worlds, than Destiny, which they said would be unaffected by it. So
they
we're already at least a year into whatever's happening.
They clarified for sure that it was not related to Destiny. This was a different project.
And think about that, like that. I had kind of forgotten about that, so I'm really glad you. So doesn't that also kind of lean to what about where's that money going towards?
It means Destiny mobile game coming at you.
I don't know.
Destiny Crush. Engram Crush.
Destiny Crush.
Oh my God.
Guardian Clicker.
No.
Guardian Clicker.
I think it's a new franchise, and especially with they both NetEase and Bungie has like online experience now and online world stuff, but like maybe coming together. I don't know if they're working with another developer as well, but to build something new that would maybe be, I don't know, whatever this new
fighting
game is, and maybe it is more mobile focused. Or not,
you can take your Guardian into a.
I don't think it'll be Destiny, but it could be.
There'll be a Destiny crossover.
All
Shaft.
right, here you go.
New challenger approaches.
Oh man, you said I was like Shaft.
Shaft approaches. Here it is, guys.
Shaft
Here it is.
Destiny crossover.
All right,
It's an alternate universe Destiny called Anarchy, and you are the shadow. You're shadow people.
Beings.
Yeah, shadow beings.
And you're coming. So the storyline is flipped, right?
Completely
There's
flipped.
still the world of the Guardians, and
They're the
there
enemies.
is that planet. But now the story is, you are the shadow, and the Guardians are the enemies, and you're coming
traveler
to save the humans from the traveler.
Yeah.
But they don't
Can
know
I
that.
be Oryx?
Maybe like Oryx. Maybe
Can
Oryx
you?
is Shax. You know.
Sure. And the evil, the
You
darkness
have, like,
isn't
these
really the
factions and
darkness.
stuff.
On their side, they're the light.
If you think about it, though, in all seriousness, if you could start from scratch with a new project, knowing everything that you know about building Destiny, like I bet your end result looks a lot different, right? Like if you just started from scratch,
Mm-hmm.
New engine, new development tools, new ideas, like that could be a really interesting project, or it could be a mobile game. Who knows?
Dude, every time we
side
talk
money.
about this, you bring up mobile games. You're like,
It would be smart for them to have one that just doesn't impact Destiny at all. Like the mobile market, especially if it's a Chinese investor, the mobile market in Asia is huge.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Is it NetEase
That's why.
a mobile investor? Like they usually.
Yeah,
that's why
they are normally,
thing,
yeah. So that's normally what and apparently they even like help develop some of the internet infrastructure in China and
Damn.
oh wow,
email services. They got advertising
With a name like
legs
NetEase.
Yeah, but they've done online PC as well, and so yeah, I know it's NetEase. So that's why I believe it'll be something new. But again, we don't even know.
NetEase just sounds like it's some omnibus like corporate structure that's waiting to scrape all the data out of everybody and
Halliburton.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like a free internet thing that they used to give away in the 90s. But literally, it was just like serving you 90% advertisements.
Yeah.
Now within 1995.
NetEase is the disc that you found inside the magazine
Yes,
that had
the AOL.
25
Yeah, totally. We got a new live stream coming. Armor customization preview. This is going to be worth tuning into because there are a lot of questions about this that I think people have, and I can't wait to see them kind of deep dive.
Did they say in the TWAB what that was going to be? Because they went into a bit more detail on somewhere. I read it, Twitter or there.
Yeah, did it?
Because they said no, for the stream they said that they're going to be taking there's going to be a developer playing a hunter, one playing a warlock, one playing a titan, and they're going to basically create their ideal loadout with the new mods and the new armor.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Fun.
Yeah, so it's funny they put it under the picture, so it's right below that in the update.
Okay.
But it they'll apply mods, artifacts, and ornaments to build their own version of the perfect monster killing machine, and then we'll test those builds in the new sandbox. So yeah, that is interesting. We'll be able to see multiple.
Cool.
Yeah, and they have this GIF, and I haven't had time to inspect it with a bunch of mods like animated, and I'm wondering if it's all ones we know.
Actually, if you look at the replies to our questions this week, somebody slowed that GIF down and put it in there.
What I was wondering is if it's all known stuff or not.
Hopefully during the demonstration, they'll show us how it's one of the most rewarding activities in the game.
But in a way, in a way, the GIF already reveals something in that, like an enhanced hand cannon loader is in here as a mod now, which we already knew was coming, but it's interesting to see the amount of like sort of slotting that I think we're going to be able to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of everything, like stuff like traction, for example, that, people went crazy about there being stompies with traction sold by Xur.
Yeah.
And this is now going to be a mod that you can put on everything. If you like traction, you can have it on all your pants.
And the great thing is that the transmog is a real thing, and being able to create the look and feel of your Guardian the way you want. That just is, I feel like the dream of most Destiny players is the frustration of like, man, this is my best performing Guardian who looks like he just fell out of a Goodwill.
And lives in Hollywood.
Yeah, he's just got like
homeless in Hollywood.
Homeless, hasn't taken a bath in a week. but it's the best performing one for all the functioning gear. And I really think that this is a great idea. Make your Guardian look amazing and feel amazing.
I hope this system allows us to really kind of like, grind the armor, grind the mods that we want to put on the armor, and then like really customize that armor just to suit exactly how you want it to be. Whereas like in some games, like you can customize the armor a little bit, but you're still bound to the random rolls. Like, I'm hoping that I can just like exactly personalize it.
Well, that's the big question, right? Is like, but you're gonna have to roll stuff, so like you can't just have.
Yeah.
I assume you can't just have a pack of enhanced hand cannon loaders and dynamo and whatever else you want. And you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna change these out. So that's the part I'm wondering most about is how powerful can you become, but also how does the random roll aspect work?
What's the economy of it, and how's it factor in? Yeah.
I mean, we see it a little bit today with mods. Like you don't have a ton, so maybe. But I guess going to that, it's like, I guess if I'm going to speculate, it's going to roll with like, call it default mods and stuff still. Maybe you can't even onslaught those. Maybe you get a roll, but then you can mod on top of it. But
or maybe there's still like an attribute that's rollable, and then there's like mod slots, but that rollable attribute never can be changed.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was the intellect, resilience, all that stuff is random, and then
everything else was mods.
Yeah, like all the perks will be mods.
That'd be great.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would love
then you can grind for something still, right? You can grind for the right roll on a thing. Yeah. Plus, you can customize deeper than we can right now.
Yeah, it sounds.
Well, that's where I was going. Is like suddenly it becomes. Instead of chasing, the God roll, Allstringer or spare rations, like once you have spare rations, now you're like, oh, good. I'm just going to like go after these mods. And how much, in other words, how much easier might that be if it goes that way than what we have to do today? It will.
Well, it's talking about armor. Do we know if that they're going to go into weapons as well?
No, they haven't said anything about weapons.
Sorry, right. I should have said.
No, that's okay.
If this is a successful system, I'd love to see it come. Now I know like everybody's in love with, random rolls on weapons. To me, it's infuriating because like I've gone, year-long play sessions without getting like a decent roll or a single one of a single weapon. Never mind a decent roll on a weapon.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's why
random rolls to me has always been frustrating. So I'd much prefer having like, okay, you get the base weapon, maybe you can buy it at a vendor or it drops from wherever, and then you grind out mods and you customize that weapon, and it'd be awesome if it was visually represented. Like if I put a different barrel on my weapon, there was a visual representation of that. I don't think that's happening, but maybe in Destiny 3 we can hope for that.
Just to clarify, that was a good point. I was thinking of Armor 2.0, and I got excited about the idea that all mods are floating around, and like we only know about Armor 2.0, and that maybe that becomes easier. But yeah, like weapons, I do
have some questions though, some hypothetical. In the video where they're talking about Armor 2.0, one of the comments made by one of the developers is that these mods added together would feel very close to or similar to an exotic, right? So when they're talking about the armor, if you can stack them up or you can maximize that armor, you could get close to what an exotic would feel like. Have they talked about how is this going to extend to exotics?
Oh, the mods.
I don't know if they've talked about it.
Okay, so I'm really interested in like how this. So that's going to be something I'm looking forward to hearing more about during these live streams. Are we going to see exotics where maybe not all of the perks, but some of the general perks are going to be rollable, or you can
maybe new exotics just come with like the intellect, discipline, strength, resilience stuff, and then you just mod it up with mods like you do with other armor. I could see that being.
I think that makes the most. Yeah, I think it makes the most.
But
sense,
exotics almost like feel like they're easily abused in that category. How do you balance a armor set that's already pretty badass, and then you throw armor mods that make it, dare I say, broken?
Like what? Like pump action is going to break it?
That's what we have right now, though, right? You can get a God roll exotic armor. It's going to be the exact same. It's just instead of the RNG perks, it's going to be a mod that you slot in.
Right. So I see it. I see it there. I see that. And the real question is, are they going to extend it to ATA to weapons, and are we going to see that same trend happen?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Just like you said,
Cool.
if it's a successful system, they're probably going to like bring it over to weapons. But I just want to point out, I don't think going back to some sort of static roll type of thing on weapons would be, and then grind out mods would be a good idea. I don't think that at all. I think like the random roll system.
Okay, we're allowed to have different opinions on things. I think random rolls are awful. Like I can't stand the system.
Yeah, but
I didn't like it in Destiny 1, and
your playtime in D2 this year has been a lot lower though, so you haven't had a chance to really grind out those.
Because I don't like it as much, Taffy.
That's fine, but man, if you went back to static rolls, holy crap, the game is going to be in a rough spot, man.
But yeah, what I was thinking about is maybe there's the marriage of both worlds, which is. And when I said default rolls, I didn't mean to imply, static rolls. I was just saying, maybe it drops with stuff. If, let's say we get weapons 2.0, because I actually don't think we're going to out of the gate or anything. I think, they need to work on our armor 2.0 as a start. They got enough things to balance. But then if we were to do weapons 2.0, the same kind of idea, that you'd still get random rolls, but then you could mod on top of it. That's
sure.
A hybrid system, I think, is really the right answer here.
Yeah.
So you might get a god roll out of the
random.
Gate.
Purely random just feels like luck, and it just rewards he who plays the most. It doesn't reward strategy. It doesn't reward, like trying to build something. Like you don't have any investment in something that you just got lucky with. You do because that moment of getting lucky feels really good. But something that you build yourself, I don't know, somehow it just feels cooler to me.
A hybrid system would be the best, because what I experienced from the menagerie pre-nerf was fantastic. I loved chasing those rolls because it was enough to happen to where I could like actually see those rolls happen. And then if there was another grind that associated with those to add the right mod perks that happen with that, like that would be a dream system for me.
Yeah,
it is.
That's good.
We should move on. We got a lot more stuff to go over. So why don't we just kind of get off the mods?
I think most people don't like the static stuff, but I was going to say, Briar, you do, and I think it's important. There's some people that's who they were trying to address. They don't like how much time you have to spend on the other side, and you might be in the minority there. But to figure out how to address it, I still think is a conversation to have.
Yeah, totally. We're getting more Shadowkeep details at Gamescom. So Bungie is going to Gamescom in Germany, and we'll get some more Shadowkeep information there. Anything else? Oh, they're going to announce how seasons will change in Destiny 2 Year 3. A PvP reveal for Shadowkeep. A lot of people are asking questions about this.
Yeah.
This is a big question mark.
PvP has really been ignored for a year now.
I mean, yeah. So the fact that they've put it on there is this is a Shadowkeep PvP reveal makes me very excited, because it's not just something they're going to talk about in a TWAB, like, oh yeah, so we're going to add some like new maps and stuff. They're actually doing a full PvP reveal, so that's very exciting.
Are they doing a full reveal, or is it just going to be in a TWAB and they show us new maps? I don't feel like that.
I don't think they would call it a PvP Shadowkeep reveal if they were just going to write a sentence about it in a TWAB.
Yeah, they said that they were rebuilding the foundation before.
Yeah,
but they didn't say. They said don't expect big changes in Shadowkeep. That was part of the rebuilding the conversation.
Yeah, I'm worried that
conversation.
The way they listed reveal and the wording might set people up to think it's much bigger expectations. Than I'm wondering honestly if, like, what was it on which mode did they launch that one year and we got to play the new mode at was it Rift? I think it was Rift. Or but they revealed the mode and then we played a new mode at E3. Like, I think it'll be that, maybe some talk about some sandbox changes, but like I'm worried that people think it's going to be what's probably coming later, which is a huge
They hinted a little bit about it in the video. I think it was Lars that talked about it, but it saying that for Shadowkeep that they're going to be introducing labs again, and the role of labs is going to be increased. They're going to be showing some new
that's good
stuff.
But I do think it's important to remember that they specifically said that they're trying to rebuild the foundation of PvP and Destiny, so don't expect big changes in Shadowkeep.
Right.
Briar, do you still think dedicated servers are coming?
I think it's an interesting thing, because if you're rebuilding the foundation of PvP, Like that's what it could mean, right? It could mean that.
What would be your
we are
reaction if they were
literally
like
rebuilding the
dedicated
foundation of
servers?
this thing? Like we're rebuilding how this thing is played all together.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your reaction?
I'm not holding my breath, and I'm not willing to put money on it. But like, I mean, it's one of the possible.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see it happen simply because I don't know what Tefty would have to talk about if that.
I'd be done.
I mean,
I'd poof.
He'd be dead. It'd be like, my work here is done.
Tefty got his wings.
I'd be gone with a.
I will say that when they announced they were going to Steam, that was the first time that I've ever felt maybe we could actually get some dedicated servers, because Steam actually recently did their like DDoS proof servers for Steam.
Ooh.
And the fact that Bungie chose to go with Steam and not Epic, where Epic pays you more money, right?
True.
As far as we know, is interesting.
Man, that'd be amazing if they actually decided to use that technology, because
would be cool.
That'd be nice.
Oh, it doesn't seem so far fucking fetched now, does it?
I don't know, man. Them budging on their netcode.
We'll see.
Exactly.
There's also going to be an invitation to the Crucible at PAX.
I'm going to play it.
Gosh, I got to think about
We'll be there.
PAX.
Right?
I'll be there.
You're going to be there too, Pope?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I got to figure this out.
We're doing a meet and greet there.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned this already. I forgot.
Yeah, I mean.
When is it?
All right.
For those wondering.
Is there anything else in the TWAB that we want to go over here?
Okay.
No.
Let's see. We did mods, but we did all those updates.
The TWAB is fully.
No. The biggest news, Briar. What are you talking about? The EAZ changes for the Solstice.
Oh, right. Yeah.
This is the biggest news.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I missed that piece.
Let me, if you don't mind, I would love to cover this one.
Okay,
yes,
please do.
So who here has finished, a majestic set of Solstice armor yet? Watts, how many? And Teft?
I'm only doing one because I don't care about my other characters.
There you go. You got one, Teft.
So wait, Watts, you did your Warlock? That's all you care about?
No, I didn't. I haven't played my Warlock since I got the Scout Rifle.
This only works on you, Tefty.
I don't get it. Why would you not play? Wouldn't you get the Majestic for your Warlock? Do you hate Warlocks, Watts?
On the Warlock that I played once?
Do you hate Warlocks?
Do you even?
I hate Titans more, to be fair. Looks like Bungie agrees with me, so we're great.
But they're in the same category. Okay. I feel like we made some
what
good
was
progress.
What was your first set that you
Hunter,
played?
obviously.
On which character?
Hunter.
On Hunter? Are you sure?
Positive.
There's some big news here. We should. So, Teft, how many sets have you done? Just one so
I've done one set fully, and I'm on my blue set for my Titan.
Oh, yeah. You're already into blue.
I haven't done the bosses,
that's where
though.
I'm at. Yeah,
You've already
you
done
haven't?
the bosses?
You,
I haven't.
You already did them?
No.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
So this is where we're leading to. And Briar, have you even done any Solstice armor grind?
No.
Not really. Yeah, I mean, it's a grind. And Pope, if you had time.
I'm on my blue. I'm about halfway through my set. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So that's pretty much where I'm at, halfway through. So anyway, to skip to the news, this is the awesome news. So for a limited time, of course, we know we're able to go to the EAZ, but one of the mission parameters is to defeat 100 mini bosses, as we know. I think it's the
this is crazy.
Class
I've gotten
item.
6.
Some of you have expressed that this is a few too many boss fights. Upon further analysis, we have agreed the total expectation is being revised down from 100 to 50.
Hey.
Change goes live next week. If you have
Nice.
been struggling to hit this milestone, help is on the way. Now, if you already hit it, please go easy on your fellow Guardians who pleaded for mercy. So now we come to the part. No. This wasn't it. There was another note, though, and I forget where I read it, that you get a +5. It's in the notes. You get a +5 bonus if you beat the boss. Is that what it was?
Yeah, you get 5. You get 5 points for beating the end boss. Yep.
Yeah, completing the final boss round contributes an additional 5 points to this progress. So you can actually get, depending on how much you grind out in a session, say 4 or 5 or 10, you also get a +5 bonus. I mean, that's actually really good.
I'm just happy it's going to stop people leaving early.
Yeah.
So that's really good. Now, I will say, so I will agree that I think the bosses was maybe either a bit much or they should have had it count for everyone across the board. But I heard all the time people being like, I don't mind doing super grindy stuff, but you keep taking me to old locations, doing old bounties, doing old stuff. This is a new zone with a new activity, and people still complain. So
that's always going to happen. People will complain.
People just like complaining.
So the problem I saw with that,
I am really upset right now that you are calling me a complainer. This is very, very. I'm going to go on Twitter and I'm going to post about it.
Reddit post.
I'm very upset about
Make sure to make the post that you were going to write about Pope.
So there is a cheese that people have been doing. Right? Really talk about it, but there is that cheese where you can get your mini bosses done in like one session. And people, if you're
barely quicker,
this is. You can do it, and people are grinding away at it. The problem I saw with not having, the AFK, like counting mini bosses for that your teammates kill, is that people would just put their characters in, the endless loop of walking around and not shooting anything, and to get the grind done, right? They'd just walk away from their controllers or their
Gambit.
Yeah.
So I that's the only problem. I thought of that too. Well, simple solution is, why can't all my kills of the mini bosses count? But alas.
I will say that my mom did complete this, and
Are you trying to shame me or something?
I mean, my mom she plays Destiny, but she's not like the greatest player ever. And she completed it somewhat quickly. She basically just went on top of a roof, stood still, and shot with a sniper rifle any mini bosses she could see.
Smart.
And she got it completed. She got it completed somewhat quickly.
Did she go to Reddit and complain?
No, she doesn't know what Reddit is.
You need to teach
Twitter. Did she complain on Twitter?
No, she doesn't have a Twitter. She has an Instagram. She wasn't. She wasn't
on the
gram. She complained to me. And then
there it is.
I was gonna say, I think it's really nice of them, especially with only weeks to go now. And if you were thinking on getting more than one set, especially in that use case, it's especially nice. But I think it's a welcome change by most people. I've heard a lot of people. That's the one thing that everybody's brought up, outside of people just don't want to play 10 gambits in a row. Not that Gambit intrinsically is terrible or anything. But I've, because I'm like pretty much right there, I'm feeling that. I'm like, I need to take a break from this. And so I think 50 is the right number, plus that 5 bonus.
50 will be good,
really nice just to
speed
it, because it's going to be faster with that plus 5.
Yeah.
I was like super fine with doing it. I was like, it's a brand new activity.
Are you complaining that they changed it? Is that what you're about?
Wow, such a complainer. Wow.
God, everybody's got.
No, I don't care. I don't care if they change it, because I actually enjoyed being in the EAZ. Like, it was just really cool jumping on top of rooftops and jumping all over the place in a brand new area that's really big. And I think this is actually I would love to see more maps designed like this, because it makes you feel real cool when you got your little ninja sword out and you're running around on all the rooftops.
Yeah,
Feels
but you
great.
wouldn't want to do
and
it
then
characters,
you get to use Scooty McScooter on top of the building and scoot off and do
hilarious.
It's amazing. So it took me like an hour, and then I was done.
Oh, you did it in an hour?
Bungie mini bosses in an hour?
That sounds fast.
That sounds pretty fast.
Sure. Maybe it's probably 2 hours.
Well, we were killing like 15 mini bosses per thing.
Wow, you're doing really good. That's a very high number, so you're doing great.
I was hitting most of them, I think, for the most part. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
But you wouldn't want to do it across 3 characters as it is.
I don't like playing on other characters. Which is the problem.
That's your excuse.
I hate them so much.
So the only thing I want to bring up on this topic otherwise is that I definitely, like, hats off to people who've done multiple characters, let alone one. I think if Bungie had the time, they probably would have considered giving out an emblem for this or something. I think that would have been nice, but like, they can't do that for everything. But I do think there's probably some people that are pretty salty out there
for dealing with
people who are salty. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. You did it. You were like, all right, I want the armor or I want the sparrow. I'm gonna do it. You chose to do it. You did it.
Yeah, the funny part is, you're right. It's for yourself anyway, right, Watts? So, like, who cares? Like, you did it.
People
if somebody else did it
too much.
in less time,
Just
like,
get over it.
It doesn't make you better than them, right? It means you spent more time than them.
Totally
and, like, you should be proud of yourself. But you should be proud of yourself. It makes you better. Exactly. You're a better person.
I believe that they are better than me. I know my place in this hierarchy, and I am supposed to stay down at the bottom and stop complaining, you filthy casual, and ruining the game that I love to play for hundreds of hours on end.
Exactly.
You guys want to do some Twitter questions? We got some really good ones this week.
Yeah.
Excited by this,
though. PG Keen 88 says, Do you have all the details for the DCP meetup at PAX West yet?
No.
We will be there.
We're going to be there. You should be there.
You can probably sneak up on us while we're walking around PAX, since it's acceptable.
We'll sneak up.
We one of those nights, probably Saturday night or Friday night.
That's a night.
Friday night or Saturday night, we will be meeting at a undisclosed location and consuming large quantities.
That'll be the details. We're at an undisclosed location. Come find us.
In Seattle.
Or an abandoned building.
We will tweet it out, and then you will need to rush.
Players are good at figuring out.
What if
we
will do
what if we
puzzle?
just have? What if we have like a DCP egg hunt?
Yes.
And you just have to find us. We'll be like, we're in this general location.
Yeah.
If you find us, we'll give you a sticker.
Right. More than that.
In all honesty, we started planning this before Pope went on vacation. All planning stopped when Pope went on vacation, and now we've got to figure it out.
Yeah. He's trying to start the engine. The engine isn't moving, so he's got to do a little fix.
We will get the details in order. We will have fun. We will have stuff there for you guys. The first 50 people to walk into the meet and greet will get themselves
a Ferrari.
Close.
A Ferrari blessed by a rabbi.
One of our limited edition T-shirts. It's going to be amazing. So we got a lot of stuff happening. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna drink beers. We're gonna eat and hang out. So that's what this is about. Meeting up with you guys, and we were entertaining.
Terms and conditions apply.
we were entertaining doing some big event, and honestly, it came down to it when we started talking to our community. It literally is just time to hang out together and drink some beers and talk, and that's what we're gonna do. We had fun at Guardian Con. Where was that beer? What was that restaurant where the meet and greet where we just put a card up
and there was
beers?
Yes, amazing.
There was a wall of
almost worth going to Florida for.
Hope. Yes. I've heard that there is the pub in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
So next
they got one of those in
year,
Orlando?
We can go to the pub again.
Oh, nice.
All right. Yes, that's where it's at. I found a place.
It's at Holtzman's house, right?
What's
It's gonna be at Holtzman's. Just tell everybody.
We're gonna all just crash Holtzman's house.
Yes.
So that's gonna be beautiful.
He'll cook us ramen.
I'll be thrilled.
First 50 people get a magic card.
Yeah. Off the wall. Just pick any one of the ones on the wall in the frame.
And a Hot Topic T-shirt. Which is who makes them.
Aziel Alvarado says, why is there a policy in most Twitch chats not to talk politics? Do you think that not engaging in politics is a good thing? We let evil win by not speaking up and taking a stand for a better America. Guardians and all gamers are better than that.
Stay on topic.
That's because a lot of people go to streams just like they go to watch a TV show because they're there to watch the video games. They're going to hang out. They're going to have a good time. And also, that's why I turned on my stream is to get away from all the crap and just hang out with a bunch of like-minded people and have fun and have a good time. Also, it turns chat into a giant piece of poop, and everyone's just angry and arguing, and no one's focusing on the stream anymore. It's now just a bunch of just arguments. I think that it's actually completely fine for, say, if you want to have a day where you're like, guys, I want to talk about what the hell's going on. And then you can have like a just chatting stream where you're talking about all of that stuff, and people know what they're getting involved with. If they're like, you know what, I don't want to be about this right now, they can leave. But to just kind of bombard people in a stream where they're very used to you just hanging out and playing video games and being super chill and super fun, it doesn't usually go down very well.
Generally, politics will rile people up and piss them off really fast, and streams that are like for entertainment are typically for that entertainment where you're chilling and relaxing. And if you bring that environment into that stream, then just like I said, it goes downhill super quick.
It does.
It does. Also, I don't give a fuck what Ninja or Goth or fucking Katy Perry or Jane Fonda. I don't give a fuck about non-political people's opinions on politics. Like like who cares? Like I don't care about your opinion. You
Well, see, I take it from a different stance, and there are people who engage with their audience in social media, and they're not political figures, and they choose to engage in politics. For me, that's their prerogative, and that's the community and Discord that they choose to have in their space. If you're a streamer and you choose to engage in that way, you are inviting that discourse into your space. And that is your prerogative, just like my Twitter chat is my space, right? And or
I just I don't care about people's opinions who have like no qualifications in the field. You know, it's like I don't care about what Tom Brady thinks about spackling. Like he's not qualified to tell me about spackling. If you want to talk about football, I'm all for it. Let me hear about some football, Tom Brady. But if you want to talk about painting a house, I'm going to listen to somebody who's actually fucking done it.
Well, that's why I said that.
Spackling today.
That's why I said it's totally fine for you to be, you know, if you are someone who normally just does streams for fun and it's all entertainment, and then you're like, listen, guys, today I want to talk about what's going on. We're going to have today where we talk about stuff. Then you can show up, and that's what you are wanting to get into.
We're going to take a deep dive into the constitutional amendment process and later some spackling.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you want to do that.
I've done zero research on either of these topics, but I'm going to talk about them for 2 hours.
Well, so the reason that I wouldn't just be sitting there, you know, playing some Destiny, and then someone's like, "Hey, what do you think about the recent events?" and start going into it, is because it's almost like you are watching a comedy show, and then right in the middle, they just start talking about really deep, depressing stuff, and you're like, "Whoa, it's not."
So I'm going to back up a little bit because I believe that every individual, no matter their qualifications, has the right and ability to engage in the political process. And
I agree, but I don't have to hear them talk about it.
You don't have to, right? So you don't have to listen. There's a lot of people who follow popular streamers that want to hear their views on things. That's someone that they engage with and they want to. So you choose to not to engage with that. That's why I'm saying that Twitch is one of those things where you choose your entertainment. You choose to engage in your type of audience, and a lot of streamers will cultivate and curate that type. So you're not going to be listening to that type of streamer, Briar, right? Because that's not where you go to get your entertainment, because you don't want to be engaged in that way. But then there's nothing wrong with people who choose to find that kind of engagement, right?
If there was somebody qualified to talk about politics and they decided to use Twitch as a platform, I would definitely check it out.
But I think that everybody's
somebody's
qualified
main
to talk about politics.
expertise is fucking Destiny, then I'm just gonna go ahead and assume I don't need to know what they think about politics. It's just
you don't have to agree with them.
That's not why I'm here.
I think to Pope's point, like that's a really good point, though. If you like going to a streamer that all they do is like they spend a ton of their time talking about it. In fact, actually, famously, like folks I'm involved with in the industry, someone that worked at IGN, you know, Colin Moriarty, who's that kind of funny, he's a very political guy, and like that actually is a community he fosters. But that's why people go there.
That's his thing, right?
But that's his thing, whether you agree or not. People want.
It became.
But he's a game reviewer ultimately, but he became somewhat famous for the political side, and I think like that's cool. But also, if you want to talk about politics, it sounds like don't go to like Briar's stream. He's like, that's not what he's going to be doing.
Right.
And likewise, he thinks, maybe if you're getting political opinions, are you saying like maybe like that's the part, Brian, I'm wondering, do you think that people should be listening to people that don't have the background? Is that what you're saying? Or you just,
I'm saying that you probably shouldn't listen to people who have like zero qualifications.
That's what I'm wondering.
To talk about shit.
Okay.
Like you're getting a bunch of fucking bad information. Like, well, I read this news on Variety about this political situation, so I'm now an expert. No, you're not.
And this is an example of why you don't discuss politics in streams.
Exactly.
Because now this is a political podcast and not a
So we're going to move on. Next question.
Ollie says
community politics.
This was a great answer to the question.
This is an example of it. Briar and I were about to get into an argument because I was about to.
The Tower
let's
Republic.
move on.
How about we?
Ali says,
why don't we discuss this manga? We could talk about this. It's
let's
off topic.
Ali has a
Off
really
topic.
good question here. I think we really need to get on to. Armor 2.0 sounds like it'll give players a lot of customization options. It's time to finally rework weapons to be fully modular in sights, barrels, stat mods, i.e. that's randomly rolled. Our main, I can't. Sorry, Ali. Like, there's no fucking question. There's not a comment anywhere near here.
They asking about Weapons 2.0, which we talked about?
Yeah, we talked about it anyway.
Maybe.
Whip, do you think in-game lore should be more accessible? I love looter shooters, but I also love a good narrative. My name is Bife, does a great job, but I wish I could play through the moments he's describing. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I was disappointed when they kind of announced that they're going to do less story stuff, and they're going to focus on kind of putting that more in.
That was like a campaign comment, though, right? But which I understood. Is that what you were referencing? They kind of hinted that the way they did Destiny 2, the opening campaign with the story focus, and that they're going to move a little bit away from that. But like, I don't take that as moving away from like what they did with Forsaken, if that makes sense. So I'm sort of expecting that, which doesn't that do a pretty good job of?
It does a pretty good job,
story?
but I think the point is like there's all these stories that get fleshed out in like lore tabs and stuff like that. That like unless you were really to deep dive into there, then you'd never know about unless you listen to a My Name is Bike video or Myland Games video.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think in general, like, of course we'd want more story, but I also think, like, just as an example, like I really appreciate all the lore fanatics. Like we had a Nem Plays,
for sure,
just like mind blown, and like Bife is the same. Like all these folks that know that stuff, they're into it. I'm just personally not. So in other words, I don't want to have to consume a ton more story within the game. But I've always said I would have loved, I love what they did with Forsaken. I'm really looking forward to Eris's story. So I kind of like where it's at. I always want more, though. I love more of those high production cutscenes. I think that just comes down to money. But then, in other words, I think there's a point where it's too much, like trying to use in-game engines and dialogue to do. Like, I personally don't want.
I like what they did in Forsaken too, but for Black Armory, for the Joker stuff, for the last DLC, I can't even remember the name of at this point. I get very little story at all unless you start reading lore tabs.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a conscientious decision to put their effort into making end game grind activities and the way that we see Destiny now, and they couldn't put as much time into story driven DLCs like they were before. Can they do a little bit better of presenting the lore in a way that we would find it entertaining? I don't know if they can. I think they've done it and put it in the game, and we can go and read it. You could choose to read it in your favorite Bife voice, I guess, or go listen to one of their videos, Myland Games, or those kind of things. But unfortunately, I think for them to give us the dramatic cutscenes and things like that, they're gonna change the way that they give Destiny to us in the end game, right? And I don't know if we can have both, or at least they've said that they couldn't provide both to us.
Yeah, month and a half away. We'll see how they handle Shadowkeep.
Yeah, Shadowkeep should be,
Assume it'll be similar to Forsaken the way they did stuff, but
sure.
I don't know.
Roni says, what weapon types would you like to see as pinnacle weapons for Crucible, Gambit, or Vanguard in Shadowkeep? Anything you're hoping that comes out?
It's a wide swath.
Type of weapon?
There is. I just can't think of it at the moment.
I would be curious of a Pinnacle fusion in Crucible.
That'd be cool.
One of my faves, and I'd
like to see that.
Yeah, I haven't had a reason to go back to it.
A new fusion
that people
it's
going to be
about.
amazing in the raid.
Exactly.
Yeah, the highest DPS weapon in the game. Pinnacle fusion.
Was the Plan C?
Crucible.
I'd love to see a Pinnacle version of Plan C.
I know.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, there was the Shock and Awe before, which was like a little bit in that direction, but it wasn't a Plan C. What else? Because we got, what'd they say? Crucible, Vanguard.
Just pick one. We don't have to go through all of them.
Freaking sword.
That's my pick.
Swords would be fun. Yeah.
Sword.
That
Pinnacle
is
sword. Give me some
Pinnacle
cool
sword.
perks on a sword.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can do cool things.
Yeah, cool things. Exactly.
Cool sword.
Yeah,
Cool sword.
A sword
Cool
that's
sword.
actually cold And then when you hit
Freeze
somebody,
capabilities.
they
A
freeze.
peek at the new element.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like it's tough to talk about a Pinnacle weapon on this because we don't know what kind of changes are going to happen to the sandbox.
Sure.
I feel like that's the big thing right now. It's like I'd love to see some sort of scout rifle that is actually good. That's a legendary. I'd love to see, like, let's say a sidearm as a joke, but it turns out the sidearm is amazing because of some sort of crazy perk it has. But a lot of these, like, what are the actual sandbox changes that are coming in the future?
Yeah, well, we're only North 3 weeks away from that news, probably.
Yeah,
that's what it seems.
Oh wow, it is getting close.
3 weeks for PvP.
Pacific Northwest says, with many people moving to PC once cross save is enabled, what are your preferred in-game settings for the best experience possible? I turn on ray tracing. I think it looks phenomenal.
I'm gonna take Bat for this one. I can use the little putty, so I'll be right.
Wait. Actually,
turn things to high and make it your max FPS that you possibly can. Boom.
Yes.
Congratulations. You did.
And the field of view is a big. You're
Field
talking
of
about
view,
PC
boom.
again. We've answered this question before. Set your field of view like 100, 105. Other than that, just turn everything up. Make sure you're playing above 60 frames, right? And then be careful of VSync. We said. Yeah. That'll lag you a little bit. Turn off VSync if you can.
Braintacular says, why does everyone like random rolls so much? Wouldn't it be better to have base archetypes drop? Then how you play dictates what perks you can activate on your weapon or armor. Love the show.
Tweeted at
this is
yeah, Briar, you do that tweet?
Briar like started the fight early on, knowing that he had backup later. Oh,
first off, bad question.
I want to hear Briar's answer.
Yeah.
I actually like this suggestion. Wouldn't it be better to have base archetype drops? Like I don't like the purely random rolls because like you can just get frustrated and not get something for basically forever. Like I like having a way to work towards something. Like I don't want it to go back to year one, Destiny 2 year one, because with non-random rolls, there just wasn't enough inventory available to make it interesting, right? You just ran out of stuff to look for. But some kind of hybrid between random and also building up a gun, like forging a gun, I think is actually really good. And that, like, I'd love to see it represented.
Like grinding a catalyst type
yeah,
building,
I'm all about horizontal progression of weapons. I love that aspect, and I miss that stuff from D1. But inherent like base stats on a gun, it goes back to what year one was, and year one for weapons sucked, just straight up. Year one of D2. So I don't want that at all. I want what we have now with some horizontal progression. So let's say you do get a crappy gun, but you could actually put some effort into it to make it your personal weapon that you really like that has some decent.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah. But
give me a way to invest in this gun and make it the gun I want.
Yeah. But if you do happen to get a god roll base drop, you know, with the stats that are great, and then invest the horizontal progression, then it's even better.
I want to bring up, we talked about politics, Pope left. We talked about static rolls, and now Watts left. So these questions, man, you got to be careful.
Next question is about gluten.
I'm out.
Well, see you later. Oh, no, wait, that's right. That's Taps.
That's me, man. Are you gluten-free?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I thought he was suggesting I need to go gluten-free, and that's why I'm opposite.
John Franco says, has your opinion on spending money in Eververse changed at all now that Bungie receives the money instead of Activision? Love the show. Best Destiny podcast around.
The storefront is what I'd make my choice on. Like, who's running it? I honestly am less about that political side of it. You know, like if the store tempts me to buy something that's good, I'll do it. So it's mostly been the store changes, not who's running it.
Yeah,
like
the most positive in my eyes is still getting away from loot boxes and going toward direct purchases. But I'd still rather see everything in Eververse earnable in game. Like it just.
Well, yeah.
It's just how I see it.
I mean, the way they've done it so far, or I mean, the way they've like started with Season Opulence and with the Solstice stuff, it's made me a little bit warmer towards spending money there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it hasn't shifted that much. I'm still going to be like, do I really want this ghost? Do I really want to spend the money on that?
It's also speaking of stuff, it's probably in Eververse. Did you guys see so it was a trailer for Destiny going to Steam, and there was a 3-person emote where they all put their hands in a circle and they were like, yeah.
I did not see that.
Wow.
That sounds
Yeah, it was 3 people. So we have it's in the Steam video kind of towards the end. They're all wearing, I think it was the new armor. And there's 3 guardians that put their hands together in circle and they're like,
oh, I see it.
So
maybe that's the new Trials of Osiris reward.
Ah, yes. That's why there's 3.
That's right.
That's exactly it.
Oh yeah, they're all like, it's the group, the group handshake thing in the middle.
Yeah, we only have 2 people emotes at the moment, so this would be a new thing.
Oh, that's cool. I wonder if it supports more than 3. Probably not. Wow. It's probably like
6-man emotes.
This is what
That'd
Steam
be awesome.
has made
And then
happen.
they like shove each other out of the way.
This is the power of dedicated servers.
Negralo says, "What are your expectations for PvP when Shadowkeep drops?"
Better.
I'm hoping for new maps. I mean,
some
honestly,
new stuff.
I'm thinking of new maps and new Pinnacle weapons.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be happy with new maps. It's been a long ass
They
time.
are going to bring back Rusted Lands.
And Widow's Court.
Love
and
Widow's
Asylum and Twilight Gap.
It's going to be a trio of the fan favorite.
Trio.
I would love that.
With the announcement that Trials is coming back.
Yeah,
they already said that's not happening
soon.
On these maps only. Hey, this is my fantasy, all right?
Sorry.
Get the hell out of my
You didn't
dream.
ask for your fantasy.
What
Ask
is
your
your fantasy?
expectations.
Okay.
Those are
Let's
my
say it's
fantasies.
not a
That's
full
something
on.
different, Fran.
Let's say it's not a full on Trials reveal,
Sorry.
right? What
That
if they
exists up here. I don't
they're
share.
doing the reveal? They're doing the reveal. They're talking about PvP, and then right at the end, there's just a little snippet of like Osiris walking into the light.
I don't
You
think
think
it's a
they
good
tease it?
idea to get your hopes up for PvP this year. I really don't. I just, based on the things they've said about PvP and rebuilding the foundation, it's not going to happen in Shadowkeep. I think that you're foolish to get your expectations set high.
Hey,
But they already said they're doing a PvP season.
yeah, maybe they had like a breakthrough over the summer and were like, I think this is ready.
My God,
Are we in the middle of a
God, I've
PvP
been
season
down.
right now?
No.
I'm still
No?
calling 5-year anniversary launch. So it'll be into next spring, but that's when we'll finally get Trials back for the 5-year anniversary.
Briar, did you say, isn't
I'd be
this
okay with
the
that.
season of PvP right now? Is that what you said?
No, I'm saying, doesn't every season have PvP season? Like you
No.
reset your rank and everything?
No, they specifically said that they're going to have a season that's dedicated to like.
Oh,
PvP.
like
Yeah.
like Joker was.
Yeah.
I
Season
understand
of
what you're saying,
Shacks.
Yeah.
If they reset like everything in your PvP progress every
I
season.
see
Yeah,
what
but that's
you mean.
everything.
Yeah.
Gets
Right.
reset. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just about that, right? They're going to redo the foundation a bit, take some time. They said that already, but so expect it after that. So people were speculating December, but we don't know that, right? That's basically.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Why
They're
would
gonna
you
drop it
speculate
hard on us.
December? Like I don't see any reason to speculate that.
Because they said we need some time to rebuild the foundation, and then we're going to deliver, a fuller PvP. They didn't say revamp. I forget the word, right? But
Experience.
people were saying, they were saying, first few months, and then the next season will drop, which is normally then.
It was the stream with Dado when they were talking about this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, when he was dropping
They
questions.
mentioned December.
Yeah, well, they talked about
No,
the
that's my
following
point.
season is what they mentioned.
Yeah.
Like
They said the following.
Did they
season
say
is
it
gonna
would be in
season.
that season?
Well, they
they
had
did.
mentioned, let's say the following season is the season of PvP that they're doing stuff. Like that's what I recall from that stream, and that's why I'm thinking as well that there's going to be a season of PvP where they're doing some big changes or some big
But
additions.
they did confirm that. But in other words, we know it's not going to be at launch.
What
you
if
know, the
it's a
revamp.
season of PvP just because they're going into like the history of Shacks and the Red Jacks, but it's actually all
Ooh.
story PvE content?
Oh my
What
god.
you're learning about the
Debated.
Crucible, guys.
As long as they maximize skill-based matchmaking, so everybody is extremely laggy, I'll be really happy.
Obviously.
What if you've got to play Crucible to earn tokens, but then those tokens were only redeemable in a PvE style horde mode that
Go
took
on.
place on a bridge
Yes.
with snipers shooting at you?
I love
Okay.
it. What
They
about
could call it,
what
I don't
about
know,
stomp?
something like the Redeeming or the
What about stomp mechanics?
the Reckoning.
More stomp mechanics.
I played Reckoning recently. It was
Stomping.
still really bad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they have not changed it yet.
Did you play with warlocks in your group?
There was a warlock, but the fact...
Taffy was the warlock.
Nope. I was a hunter. No, I was a titan. Yeah, I was a titan because I actually...
even worse.
I got my first title or seal. It was 2019. I got
your
that.
first
Congratulations.
seal?
Yeah, the only thing that I was missing was to win a gambit match with tier 3 armor from the Reckoning. So I went and got myself a Titan tier 3 set, and then I won a gambit match, and then I said, "Cool, time to go for Reckoner." Totally kidding.
So you got
Totally kidding about Reckoner.
I was like Reckoner. I was like, wait, did you get Reckoner? Because that's a grind.
God
Testy.
no. I look at all the things for Reckoner. I was like, "Holy crap, this is a yikes."
I think it's worse because there's not there wasn't like a raid for it, right? So it's
So
like
they
they
just
added a bunch
bloated it?
more grindy stuff.
They bloated it so hard.
Normally raid stuff is like you see some titles and like Shadow is not that bad, but there's like a bunch of skill kind of things you have to do because it's raid and all of that. But Reckoner you can actually do solo. So
Right.
you're just gonna do a lot of really painful and depressing
Yeah.
things.
I went.
No, thanks.
I went through my triumphs and titles and stuff like that, and I'm really freaking close to a lot of them. I don't even pay attention to it. I was like 1 or 2 things away from like 3 or 4 of them.
Dredging, probably.
Yeah. No, I
Dredging.
finished. I got dredging
Oh,
already. It's anyway. Doesn't matter. But it was. I just thought it was really odd that like I never really focus. I'm not a completion, so I don't really pay attention to those
Same,
kind
yeah.
of things. But
I wonder if in Shadowkeep we're gonna get a bunch more titles added. Because we've just been getting one title for each kind of seasonal drop, which I think makes sense. But I wonder if we'll get a bunch more for Shadowkeep.
I got an idea.
It's a bigger launch.
What if they were to add some sort of seal that
Here we
was
go ahead.
attached to being a Titan with bottom tree striker and one eye mask? You have to get you have to get 1,500 kills as in your super as bottom tree striker to get the.
That's like
like
one
it.
game.
That's
What's the title?
So what am I gonna do for the rest of the day?
The title would be called Dad. Dad title.
Dad.
Yeah.
That's
Dad?
it.
Yeah. Your dad.
You don't make fun of my bottom tree striker. That's my jam.
Oh,
Of course it
last
is.
week you were
I'm
just,
just
like
messing.
giddy about it.
It's about time Titans had something that was equal to hunters. Hunters and warlocks are just pissed because now we can compete against them. A Titan bottom tree striker doesn't last any longer than that freaking flippy arc.
The arcs.
Are you gonna say Arc Strider? Because
Yeah.
you are
Excuse
so
me?
very
It lasts
wrong.
like
And then
four
what about
times
the
as long.
what about
wrong
the
about
void
that.
high flippy thingy? Running around.
Spectral blades, which
Spectral
also
blades.
does not last as long, nor can
Yes,
you even
it
hit
does.
anything. It misses half the time.
Let's just use
Well,
your
I-
ear.
Bottom tree
But
striker is so effortless. It's actually amazing. Like
it takes skill.
you're just
Bite
near
your
someone
tongue.
and you're like, oh, you're dead. Oh, I got more energy.
He's debating every. Yeah,
You know
Yeah,
what,
he's
Tefty?
debating.
I missed
debating
you,
you.
Pope.
he's messing with everybody right now.
No, I will not take the joke.
he doesn't want
I'm
it to
gonna
go
get
away.
serious about this.
Tefty, I'm telling you right now, if you're a skill-based player, bottom tree striker is where it's at. All these noobs playing it don't really
This is
know
actually true.
the nuanced stuff. Yes, thank you.
No, I mean it is the best class to be in PvP if you want to get serious about.
Right.
Killing.
It's phenomenal.
It really is.
I do need to. I got my one-eyed mask god roll, so I should just switch over and
Nice.
start doing
The
that.
one from Zer last weekend.
Oh yeah, pump
Yeah.
action enhanced hand cannon targeting, I believe.
JT Lane says there seems to be growing division between PC and console players in
Oh, dear
Destiny,
Lord.
especially Reddit and the forums. Do you believe if Bungie continues to keep the sandboxes feel separate, i.e., Bloom, Recoil, etc., the wedge will be driven deeper, or is this more inherent of the player base? I did not know
inherent
this. Is this real?
Okay, so first of all, there's the whole someone will upload a raid challenge on PC, right? Like Glad will do a challenge, and people are like, oh, you can't do this on console. It's possible. So then people would go and be like,
Who's
okay, I'm
saying
gonna
that?
go do it on console. I
People
don't know,
on console?
weirdos
People
on the
do.
internet.
Yeah,
And
the internet.
they go and do the exact same thing on console, and then they just start bitching about something else. And then recently there's been an argument in the, I guess, sweat community between some people in the sweat community, not all people, where they're saying that
Usually the sweat community is so rational and calm. I'm surprised to hear that they're having an issue.
They were saying that controllers should be banned on PC and that controllers should not have aim assist, which if you ever say a controller should have no aim assist, you're actually an idiot because that is ridiculous.
The
so
PC
it's basically
players are getting whipped by the controller players and they're mad about it.
Yes, that is what happened.
I have only one thing to say to those.
This happened on Overwatch too.
Yeah, they had to turn it off on Overwatch. The aim assist.
Yeah.
It just it comes down to taking Destiny a little too serious. Yes,
I was gonna say.
Yes, we love the game. It's awesome. It's fun. But there's a point where you just need to like lighten up and stop taking it so damn serious. It's not an actual esport right now. All right. Lighten up on that stuff.
Preach.
I do. Yeah, it's.
But there is a segment of the population that gets their enjoyment from taking it super serious,
and then complaining on Reddit.
Fine.
Yeah, if you're super into it, but then, yeah.
Well, they're having these conversations inside their internal, inside their community. They're arguing.
If you feel the need to send death threats to somebody because they're using a particular loadout, you need to chill.
Well, death threats, that's taking it a next step there, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. It happens all the time when people, someone's like, oh, this Aerentel user, you're
the stuff
like
people say. It's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. Like people who take that, it's those people who are saying like these outer edges of the PvP are a problem and need to be like, people need to look at it from an esport perspective. It's like, come on. It's.
I think they're easy to spot, and it's like the same sort of toxic thing. I was playing PvP the other day, and this guy's teammate quit out. We were playing doubles. This guy's teammate quit out, and so I sat back in the spawn, and I let my other teammate go 1-on-1. Right, so I killed him. I just sat in spawn, and then I messaged him later. Hey, sorry about the 1v2. And he sent me back a message that literally said, fuck you, trash can, you guys suck, da 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 da. And I'm like,
wait, was he calling you a trash can, or did he want you to have sexual intimacy with a trash can?
I didn't think about it.
Probably the latter.
Obviously this is important.
The latter.
Yeah. So I mean, it's since moving from COD to
trash babies.
Jesus Christ, come on, man. I'm trying to make a point here.
Trash babies? Is that what
there are people that,
it's clearly
are
taking
toxic.
Yeah. No, Pope,
there are people
like
that
there
are
are people
toxic
who
in the community, but
there
is a lot of really good hardcore PvP players that have a point.
Oh no, so it's there are people who do sweats and tournaments and all that stuff who are really awesome, great people. I would never say that they're bad, but there's some people that are complaining where there's no need to really complain. There's plus and minuses of both inputs. Like I think sniping, sitting in the back with a sniper is probably a bit easier on controller because you have more aim assist. But when you get in close with someone who's on mouse and keyboard, good luck following them with your shotgun because you cannot turn fast enough to follow them. And also if you fight against someone who's really good with a hand cannon on mouse and keyboard, it's very difficult to fight against them as well because there's a lot of hand cannons that you can use on keyboard and mouse that just feel awful with a controller.
Yeah, for sure.
I've recently been making fun of this whole dad loadout stuff. That's been like the last 3 or 4 months. This has been the thing to say now is if you get invested by somebody using something that is easy, let's say a Jotun, you're immediately calling them a dad.
Whoa.
Yeah. Exactly. So people are.
Is this Pope's loadout?
I wear
with one-eyed mask.
So I'm going to talk about my loadout. It's a bygones up top, right?
Of course.
A kill clip bygones because I just happened to pass that. Jotuns.
Oh no.
Jotunheim. Jotunheim, and then my legendary that changes. My heavy changes around.
So all I'm saying is it's really hilarious. And especially some people take it super serious. And it's like, it's a video game. It's got peer-to-peer connections. Just let it go. It's fine. People are going to use whatever they want. Bungie put the stuff in the game. If you're going to get mad over Jotun, like then what are you thinking about Dawnblade, for God's sakes? Dawnblade is just insane, right? Bottom Tree Striker is insane. There's stuff that's in the game that's just straight up broken. So whatever. Just play the game. Have fun.
Exactly. Yeah. The best you can hope for is like that they might change the stuff in the game and that'll improve. But you can't. It's in the game, to your point. You can't blame the people for using it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't like it. Like, it's funny. I don't really get
But
mad
you
at
can
PvP,
belittle
but
them and send them hateful
that's
messages.
the worst. Obviously.
Exactly.
That
That's
shouldn't even
your
cross.
option.
Everyone just relax, okay?
Yeah,
It's
it is just a game. I got a solution for you. Take a break and come back and play another game later.
Or
That's
don't
it.
come back.
Or yeah, if you're
It's
still
Axe.
mad, but don't go attack people, which is the worst.
If you know,
Go
if
to
you're in
Destiny
your
Reddit where you belong.
if you're
With all
your
your
room
other-
just like yelling things, fine, that's cool, whatever. But don't go sending messages to people.
Actually, challenge these
Yeah,
people.
take it
I
out
gotta-
on your mom like a
Yeah.
good 13-year-old kid.
Actually, if you're these type of people and you find yourself in this temperament that you're like, I'm gonna tear you new and tell you to have like sex with a trash can or whatever Briar's fantasy was. If that crosses your mind, I challenge you to actually try writing a really well punctuated, like thinking message, like a very like an overthought message, and see how like see if you can get through a few sentences. I doubt anybody
Or
will do it.
go fuck a
Nobody,
trash can.
Yeah, meaning I doubt anyone would be like, "Hey,
Dear sir,
GG's, man."
fancy
Jotun
a
is-
procreation with the
that's what
trash
I'm
can?
I think
No,
you have
that's
to
what I
call
want.
it a bin.
My word, that
Definitely.
sounds fabulous.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Is instead I get that message.
Shiver
It's like,
Dolph
dear
Timbers."
sir, pardon the interruption, and I apologize for even sending you this message in the first place. However, Jotun should not be used so frequently. As you know, it is overpowered. I would love if people started sending each other sarcastic.
I would love
actually.
that.
Would be the best meme, and then we could all
Can
be
we
nice
start
to each other.
doing that?
'Cause
That
I
would
would
be
love getting that.
amazing.
I like it.
That would be
I think-
The
hilarious.
super polite
I would love
insults.
Just super
that's what I
polite,
meant.
like very polite grammar, old school. If you can make it old English, even better. And
That would be
yeah, let's
so
do
much
that.
fun.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Please start sending people those messages.
Yeah.
Let's see if it catches on. Dear
Yeah.
sirs.
Is your hand sweating
act-
from the fornication of that bucket?
All right, I don't know.
No, that's great. I would laugh. See, instead of me receiving that and being like, "Oh wow, that's very rude. It's very angry," I would read it. It's saying that basically the same thing, but it's hilarious. And of course, this is coming from Frankie White Glove.
Oh, I forgot about the glove
the
where I sent.
typical white
Frankie
glove
White Glove.
argument.
Frankie White.
Such a white glove thing to say.
What was that? You got a something in the mail, and it was like a white glove that you
So you can
slap
slap
yourself
people
with.
across
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
face.
Oh.
You just got it in the mail. It said soon. That's what it was.
Touche.
Because I'm going to like I forget what that was about. That was good.
You can slap one person across the face.
Oh, that's what it was. And I said I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't just slap someone, but I'd send them an envelope with a white glove in it.
And that's
That's-
exactly
they know
what
what's
you're
coming.
asking people to do in Destiny.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
literally an envelope with a white glove.
See, always get the white glove Frankie 2 times treatment.
Yeah.
It's Axe says, would you rather eat 15 pounds of crawfish with Patrick or 15 pounds of dongs with Pope Bear?
Wow.
What? 15 pounds of Patrick?
15 pounds,
15 pounds of Patrick. Holy crap.
Because that's all he's got on him.
15 pounds of crawfish with Patrick.
Okay.
See, this is a tough one because I can't.
Would you rather eat 15 pounds of Patrick or 15 pounds of Brian? That's a true question.
Ooh, that's a tough one right there.
So nobody's going with 15 pounds of dongs with Pope Bear?
Yeah, but that's eating a currency. You can't eat a currency.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it, Tefty?
Yes.
Is it?
Absolutely. That's eating cash.
15 pounds of paper is just not healthy.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to
Can't
get
do that.
stuck.
Just
You'd have
doable.
to
You ain't
drink a
gonna be
lot
able
of
to pass
water
that.
and-
That's a whole
I
lot
don't know.
of
Wouldn't
fiber.
that be a ton of fiber though? Yeah, it's too much fiber.
There's too much.
I
you
feel
gotta
like
some blockage.
But then you just got to eat
15
blocks of cheese after that. You got to reverse the effect. I think
I
that's
feel
how
like
that
15
works.
pounds of crawfish
Not a
is the
scientist.
perfect amount for Patrick and I to share.
But
It's a perfect
Probably.
two-person
That's
serving.
actually very
You're
that's a good
right.
point. That's a good
Pat's
point.
going to eat it all.
I'm going to go
They
with
said
crawfish.
with Patrick.
Oh, my God.
Patrick.
You're absolutely right.
You're
Oh
right.
wait, I get to sit down with Patrick and he has to eat a whole entire meal.
Yeah. You said it's easy. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Easy. That's my vote.
Mr. Goodbye says, an attorney contacts you today and says, you
Mm-hmm.
can keep the initials DCP, but can't be the Destiny Community Podcast anymore. What would you change DCP's initials to spell
Dong
out?
Community
The Dad
Podcast.
Community Podcast.
Ooh.
Both of these are good.
What'd
Can we
you say,
add
Watts?
another D? The Dad Community Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Pope's here.
I mean, I did one of those, earlier on in my career,
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
true.
kind of going back.
Destiny Community
Yeah.
Politics. I like it, Comatose.
Mm.
Destiny
Oh.
Community Politics. Perfect.
We are
Songs,
starting
cocks,
our,
and politics.
Spell that for me. Comatose.
Dongs, cocks, and puppies. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something we'd have to put our heads together. I honestly haven't really thought about doing anything but Destiny Community Podcast ever since we came up with this very original name for the podcast. I think that was your guys' comment when I came up with it. I was like, we were trying to find names for it, and I'm like, let's call it. I was like all excited. I said, hey guys, I can't believe nobody is taking, because we started the podcast after Destiny had already been a thing, and we were transferred from Planet Destiny. And I said, nobody has taken the Destiny Community Podcast. And then I'm excited about it. And then in the chat, I hear crickets, and they're like, I'm like, isn't that great? And they're like, well,
Nobody responded to you.
I mean, it's kind of
very unique.
I mean, can't we call it something
Didn't
else?
even Deej actually say snarky
yeah,
to you? He was
Deej
like, wow, that's original.
Yes, I ran it by Deej to make sure we were cool with the naming of it, and it wouldn't violate any copyrights or anything like that. And he goes, yeah, but
Worked hard on
can't
that
you
one,
come up
huh?
with something more? Can't you
What
come up
about
with something more,
Dawnblade Crucible players?
Yikes.
Yeah,
I
then
will
we
have to
just
leave the
go-
That's an
podcast.
association I do not want to make.
No.
I'd be bowing out.
Mhm.
It's weird for a warlock to say, but okay.
The Mohican 9 says you can have free unlimited services of either a cook, masseuse, or chauffeur for the rest of your life. Which do you choose?
Cook.
Cook
100%.
masseuse?
I mean, never have
I'm
to
gonna
cook a
go-
meal. Never have to deal with
No,
that.
Who's
going
buying
with
the food
I'm going
in
with
that situation?
masseuse. I'm going with
That's a
masseuse.
good question, Fran.
I'm going with
Masseuse,
masseuse because
I know.
massages are very expensive. Cooking,
Yeah.
I can just do. It's whatever. It's fine.
Mhm.
But massages are very expensive. And also, my back is screwed up from gymnastics.
Oh,
So if I could have massages every day, it would maybe fix me. Maybe possibly.
Imagine all the time you'd save, though, not ever having to worry about a meal
Can
ever
you-
again.
Imagine all the non-pain
again.
I'd be in.
You could put all that
Yeah.
towards massage.
I feel
Yeah,
like
but-
if I were your situation, I would go for the massage as well.
Tefty, I don't know how
Chronic back pain
why-
would convince
why
me
would you-
on that one.
It's pretty.
You
It's
wouldn't
not
necessarily. In Tefty's case, I'm wondering why he's choosing food, because I mean, it's not like they're going to be able to cook you anything that tastes good. I mean, it's like
Oh,
a
wow.
wasted.
That's a real good
It's like
point.
a wasted effort, right?
Here's something that tastes like
Rude,
Cardboard.
man.
So
Here's
they're
another
gonna
thing
do some
that
bad
tastes
stuff.
like
All right.
cardboard.
So then is the masseuse gonna be like, a not masseuse?
No, it's just because there's no gluten.
Yeah, just
Is it a gluten?
They're
joke.
just making fun of
Yeah.
your illness, Tefty.
You know what's funny? There's
Your
We're
crippling
shaming
illness.
you.
We're just jotting on that.
I should have picked up on that, but I've had such good food that's it the past 5 years, gluten free is so good
You're on
now.
the West Coast.
Yeah.
You can find like
There's
so much
basically
good food.
everything.
There's literally
is
a
gluten-free
waffle
and it's
place
great.
that's like the waffle experience. All of it does, it's all gluten free.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gluten-free waffle.
There is a place in Sacramento called Pushkin's, and they opened up a place in Roseville, literally all gluten free. They're like on the menu. The whole place is gluten free. Even the workers can't bring in gluten food because it gets in the air and all that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Really?
amazing.
Pushkin's sounds like the kind of place where a guy could fuck a trash can.
Incidentally, tell you a story.
Wow. That's monk ass, man.
Just so happens.
Just so happens. Funny
I got
story.
this message on PlayStation. I was like, yeah.
This
Oh my god!
Your trash can is ready, sir.
Dear sir, I do declare I have defecated in said soup that you drink while playing this crucible.
You're waffling before or after your procreation with a receptacle.
Now, is there a liner on that trash can? Or are you having unprotected?
Oh, that's
Sounds
disgusting.
painful.
Oh, wow.
Of course, there's a liner.
We weren't even thinking about that, Pope. How
sex with
dare
a
you
trash
be
can.
Who
so...
throws out
You gotta play it
garbage?
safe with those trash cans. Pope is right.
Who throws out garbage
I
without a
mean-
liner in there? Jesus.
If you're gonna have inner trash can, I'm hoping that you're using a liner. That's
Yeah.
I would
Probably
certainly
the
hope
scented
so.
kind as well. You can get some pretty good for
Oh,
breeze.
yeah,
there's
make
some
it
pretty
smell
good
nice.
scented ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it,
Nice
you know,
ones.
class it up a little bit.
Yeah. Pine.
Pine fresh?
That's actually the tagline on the liner wrapper that you buy for that situation. Is class it up a little bit. Wow, this is quite the road to go down. I was just gonna say my answer to that question, I guess, was assuming that you still have to buy food for your chef. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go.
Wait.
I'm gonna go actually with.
Oh, no. The chef comes with food.
Yeah.
You're
They-
not, you
all
don't
the
have to buy
expense paid?
a table for your
Yeah.
masseuse.
Exactly.
Oh, see, that
well,
changes
that's
everything.
the case.
Because then-
I'm choosing food every
Obviously,
time. That's a
right?
huge money.
Exactly.
That's what I was
Huge
gonna say.
money
Financially
savings.
driven, and it'd be amazing just to like have that. So I would choose that, but I was gonna say that what the argument for the chauffeur was that if they have the car and all the expenses, that actually is like a huge, huge.
that's
If you
huge.
travel,
And-
it's not-
Okay,
That's a
that
tough call.
actually changes it, right? Because the chauffeur, they drive your car and you pay for the gas. I would think the food would have to work the same
Yes,
way.
thank you. This is
I was just no.
unfair.
So you have
They
to
drive
pay for
you're
your
not
own
gonna
massage
drive
oil?
Some Toyota timeout on this timeout. You're
Yeah.
gonna drive like your old Corolla around and chauffeur you around in the back.
Yeah,
'cause you
what
have the
fantasy
top
is
hat,
this? Come
monocle,
on.
and
That's what a chauffeur
doesn't make any
does.
sense to me.
You're not hiring
No,
a
they don't.
limo.
They have a
It
town
says
car.
chauffeur.
You're talking to Breyer. He doesn't have an old Corolla. He's
He
Ferrari
has
Friday.
He's got a
horses.
Ferrari. That's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
You
got
can't ride
horses
in the back
actually.
in the Ferrari though.
Oh, he's
has
got
horses.
horses too.
yeah.
The whole thing.
You can have
I
chauffeur
serve like Teen
with
Wolf
a
on top.
Porsche.
I don't know if we're answering this question in the right
I'm
frame.
kind of excited about the
I
chauffeur
think-
now.
Yeah.
Chauffeur, like old Model T.
I like driving, so I don't want a chauffeur.
Well, I like cooking.
I love eating
Yeah.
too, but I,
I
hate
don't like
cooking.
spending time.
I
Cooking.
love
Anything that
Well,
saves me
maybe
time.
you could like go into the kitchen and cook when
Yeah,
you
you could
want
be a
to cook.
sous chef.
Mm.
Yeah,
What
you
if
be
they're
all
like
sous
a
chefs are almost the most
professional-
I would
important
prefer
thing.
to have a
sushi.
massage every day.
Yeah, I
Sounds
mean that's
great.
pretty nice.
The money.
I don't
And
think
then
you go wrong
I could
either
be
one of these.
watching TV. They could massage my feet before I go to bed. I got a massage. I can wake up in the morning. I have a massage.
Isn't
Oh,
that
yeah,
why
it's
you got
more than one
married?
a day
I mean,
if you
come on,
want.
let's be honest.
Great. No.
Yeah, because that's how it works.
I hope my wife's not watching.
They won't go
Bach
near you
3000
anyways because you're in the
says,
trash can. Sorry.
seeing that Pope is a man of science and
Yes,
knowledge
I am.
because
I am.
Is he?
of all this school stuff he does,
Yeah.
can he please explain how it takes 17 hours to fly to Thailand? My point being, there is only 24 hours in a single orbit of Earth around the sun. Why didn't you just fly the other way around the Earth to get to the same point? Wouldn't that have only been a 7-hour flight to Thailand then? And don't tell me you can't fly the other way around the Earth because of time travel like Superman did. I don't believe that.
He raises some valid points.
Pope?
Very
This question.
I think this
What?
makes
These
Pope's
are-
trip be very suspicious.
The best-
Pope,
These
where were
are-
you really?
Yeah.
Yeah. These are amazing questions. It starts off with the Earth being round.
How about
Bach, I think you
flat?
need to look up flat Earth on
Yeah,
YouTube.
what if the Earth
and,
is flat,
see,
though?
see what
The
direction
Earth
that's
is a
in.
pita. What's in the
Right.
side?
Yeah.
It has to be gluten free though.
Yes, it's a
Otherwise-
gluten-free pita.
Yeah.
When
It's,
Pope was flying to Thailand, the turtle was walking toward the sun.
Okay.
That's why it took longer.
Yeah.
It's Vietnam, which is close to Thailand, I guess. And the direction, often taking a polar route will lessen the travel distance. And so
But then you get cold.
Obviously.
This question, man. Wow.
This was 3 tweets. This question. I never take questions that are multiple tweets long.
This was
But
about Pope
I
flying
thought
to
this one was
Thailand
funny.
and then Cambodia,
Yeah.
which is against the rotation of the Earth. That's the best part about it. It really is amazing.
Yeah, because when you go into orbit or, up in the atmosphere,
on the plane,
you disengage from the rotation of the Earth, and it just
you actually stand still.
Yeah.
That's the amazing part. You just let it rotate till you're there, and then you come back down.
The centrifugal force just suddenly disappears. It's crazy.
I don't know why people don't pay for flight at all. All they got to do is get a trampoline, right?
Jump up high enough,
and the Earth just goes.
Yeah. I'm in Thailand. Crazy.
Flips.
You just got to be careful for the Pacific,
Right. Don't want any to spill.
The Mohegan 9 says, would you rather have to say everything that pops into your mind or never get to say anything again?
Oh man, I already say everything that pops into my mind. So
that's what you think, and you'd almost immediately I was like, it'd be actually really freeing to just like immediately say everything that came in your mind.
I hate this question.
Except that I would be in jail.
Yeah, you probably would.
Fred.
Yeah,
because the shit that pops into my mind when I'm talking to authority figures does not come out of my mouth.
Wait, do we all want to try it for a second? No, it's
no,
no, we don't.
No, I'm not.
No, we don't. I mean, I think out of the sake of like just keeping the peace, we often do not share what's on our minds, right? And I think there's a good reason for that filter.
Share everything on your mind and talk about politics constantly.
That's why we get those messages like we talked about previously. Please filter yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could start a podcast.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. That's why we do podcasts.
I would actually love to hear an unfiltered Briar podcast. I'd tune into that one.
Man, I would worry about.
I'd be nervous about that.
His future.
I would listen. I wouldn't be a part of it.
No, what's that guy that does like conspiracy theory like podcasts that he got kicked off of like YouTube?
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. I think Briar Rabbit would be like an Alex Jones. Just pissing and shitting, yelling at the mic, going, and then these ants, which I know were working for the government, crawled into my head and took the ideas. I woke up in the morning and I couldn't remember a damn thing. You know it's the ants, everybody.
Man.
Can we get a Patreon exclusive Briar unfiltered podcast? It's legal if it's on Patreon. Right?
I think it's happened on stream a couple of times. If I've gotten just a little too drunk, stuff starts popping out.
We've had a couple tit for tat arguments that I don't care what. I had no filter. You and I have gone out a couple times over the years.
Really? Me and you?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you guys not remember?
Like I've
your
been nothing but
arguments?
respectful to you, but I guess I'm going to turn it off now.
That is a line. You are.
Xbox Malone says, who would win a martial arts contest in the following matchups? Pope's Honey Badger style versus Briar's Woolly Mammoth wrestling. Oh, okay. There's no. Wait, this is one of those ones where there's no commas. So it's Pope's Honey Badger style versus Briar's Woolly Mammoth.
This is actually quite accurate to describe your personality.
Yeah. Pope is like a honey badger.
Pope's just going to be fighting everyone.
I'm pretty sure Briar gets blinded in the first foray. If he doesn't kill me, lock up, he's blind, and I'm going to take him apart piece by piece.
You're going to eat Briar.
I'm eating Briar.
Fancy
Honey Badger don't give a.
All right. Watts double jacked Sleepy Cat versus Holtzman Crawdaddy Legion.
Ooh.
Crawdaddy Legion? Why does he have a whole legion?
Wait, so a legion of crawdads?
Legion of crawdads.
Are they like?
What's a double jacked Sleepy Cat do?
I don't know. It doesn't sound
trying to
very
wake up
threatening,
a sleepy cat that's not ready to get.
I did make a sleepy cat girl in Code Vein. She's pretty strong.
I believe that.
Sleepy Cat versus Legion. Just it's a tough one. It's a tough matchup.
Yeah, but are they like regular crawdads?
Are they
they
regular?
can't.
Legion
Mutants. They're radioactive.
The cat's like
super.
That's true.
It's like,
cat could probably
like 10 at a time. 10 at a time. You know?
And if they're just on the floor,
exactly.
do they even do anything?
Are they nipping?
It's a good question. How angry is this Legion?
Yeah,
They actually
have they been
like
boiled?
if they
Cooked?
Yeah.
Well, they're owned by Holtzman, so they're probably pretty angry.
They're probably
True.
dead if they're owned by
crawdads. Do crawdads even have claw? I mean,
Little snappers.
They're not clawed.
Little-
Does anyone have a video of a crawdad?
They do. They
in a
have a little.
fight?
They got
Do they?
little
I'll be
snippers.
honest. I've never even come to a possible
Don't-
conclusion of a crawdad
Eat
being
them.
violent to something.
yeah.
You
I mean, because I've had them. I've caught them, and
Crawdads have a lot
they
of
just-
inner rage.
They just hold on to you. They're like.
They hold it in a lot. You know, they don't express
Well, I think
themselves.
the cat wins then.
So they
against
hold in all their
crawdads.
rage till they just like
Yeah.
explode on.
And on the other side,
They explode.
I've seen
Yeah, and a juicy, crunchy explosion.
yeah, I've seen cats box each other in a vicious way, and it's very
It's-
entertaining.
It is hugely.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a story. I was sitting
Hold
outside.
on, we still got more.
Oh,
But wait, there's more.
So we got Frank's Silent Rage, Silent Rage
Rage.
Billy Goat versus Tefty's maxed out Tasmanian Devil.
Ooh, I get a Tasmanian
Maxed
devil.
out Tasmanian devil against a what? A
Billy Goat.
Silent Rage Billy Goat.
yeah. I think you're losing.
Sorry,
this one.
Fran.
I don't know,
see it
actually.
going well.
I don't know, guys.
wouldn't.
'Cause,
Billy,
like,
Goat,
those things-
goats
Billy
just
Goats have
keep-
the
they
headbutting
forge
going on.
ahead.
Yeah, they do. But
They just
Also,
keep forge ahead.
Fran's
push you off the cliff.
anger it's bubbling. Okay, especially
You
with
think so?
Tefty.
Right.
It's a
let's
bubbling.
see a thieves
So
stream.
he is
holding
Right?
it back.
Let's see a thieves stream.
Makes some
Definitely
valid
not.
points.
Yeah, the tough lecture. It's been
Yeah.
This goes
I
way
see it.
back.
I see it.
Way back. Some deep scars.
And then you got-
Deep wounds
and then
get
I'm sure-
opened in this
We're
one.
pretty sure. I know. We're pretty sure that Fran was behind Tefty being canceled on IGN. I mean,
Oh.
let's.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's no
Ooh,
coincidence.
he slipped
last
a
week.
note to Dustin.
Mhm. It wasn't Pope.
Suspicious.
No,
Last
not
week.
me.
It
I
was
was
Lecture me on this, motherfucker.
do that.
Because I'm going to tell you something. Like Pope has Destin's number, Teft. Like, and you mentioned it last week. I'm thinking
Wow.
that's like
I
He was
I
the
hang
one that
out-
said.
we hang out every once in a while.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
definitely
we
had nothing to
talk,
do
right?
with the fact that I slept in late.
that
And they
didn't
decided to
have
record
Let
Let
early.
me
these
change the time of the
subterfuge
show.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let this happen.
all right.
I like it,
Yeah.
Teft.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Let these two work together.
The
Or work out
silent
I like this. Yeah.
but rageful Billy Goat. I'm
Yes.
gonna stand
silent
by
but
that.
rageful. That Tasmanian Devil, though, maxed out.
Maxed
Yeah,
out.
What is
Yeah,
maxed
if
out
it was like
mean?
the lazy Tasmanian devil, I'd be
I feel like-
like,
But see, I feel like
maxed out.
Tasmanian devils, they just don't have the stamina. Like, they just wear out after
Whoa,
they
whoa,
like go
whoa,
crazy.
whoa.
full
Maxed
It's like a
out.
temper tantrum.
Maxed
No, it's a
out.
temper tantrum.
Frankie 2 times. It's
Max-
maxed out. Come on.
Doesn't matter. It's maxed out. It's still
It's
not enough
jacked
stamina.
up.
Just wear out. It's no. That was Watt's cat.
Yeah, but
Are
it's
you
maxed
trying to
out.
I'm
imply that
jacked up.
Tefty doesn't have stamina?
I'm jacked up and
That's
sleeping.
not what I'm saying.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Saying
that's what it
Unbelievable,
sounds like.
Frankie 2 times.
his Tasmanian devil though.
My Tasmanian Devil's maxed
The
out.
white gloves
It's-
are off.
The stamina bar has been specced fully.
Sir, I take my glove at thee.
I take my glove at thee. Yes.
That's it. I mean, actually, the last question was from Scott, and it said, "What else in life is so easy?" Titan can do it, but Pope already asked that at the beginning of the podcast, so
Yeah,
Oh,
I do.
all right.
that's it. Last question.
Took away a question from a loyal listener. I'm sorry.
Was it worth it?
You feel bad?
Pope.
Was it worth it, Pope?
I feel really bad. I feel bad.
Well, maybe you should send a nice
PlayStation
letter
message?
in old timey English to Scott MFZB.
Yes, you should.
I'm actually
Twitter.
going to reply to his Twitter post and apologize.
I think you should.
In old-time
that would be the
language?
appropriate response here.
Dearest
Old
Scott.
timey.
I will
Oh,
reply in old timey. It will be good.
Dearest Scotty.
Dearest
Yes.
Scotty.
I feel like I've done this before. Now that I
4 nights ago, I doth said a question of your belonging. My sincerest apologies.
Oh, man.
I
This will
love
never
this.
happen again.
Well, I got to
Sorry.
say.
I don't know
I
if
did that
Scott will ever
once.
get over this. He might just hold in his inner rage like Fran does, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Like
Okay.
Billy Goat Fran.
Billy Goat, Frankie, white glove 2
Yeah.
times.
That's right.
I got to say, we went off the rails on this podcast quite a few times. It was pretty great.
No.
Yeah, we went safari
You talk about
off-roading.
one dude fucking a trash can and you saying, "Oh, it's off the rails."
I know, right? We did politics,
Nick,
Tasmanian devils.
Will you bleep at least some of the F-bombs, please?
That's great.
Oh wow.
I guess that's the title of the podcast
have his
then.
work cut out for
Trash can politics.
Trash
and
can banging.
Trash
banging.
trash banging. Perfect.
Trash can banging.
Safety banging. Safety trash bang. Safe trash bang.
Yeah, exactly. Always bag up, guys. Always put a bag into your receptacles. Come
Make
on
sure
now.
I
it's
hate
one
this
of those.
podcast because it's always so dull.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really is.
All right. Well, that's the show, guys. Thanks for watching. It's been a wild ride. Yeah, it's been 2.5 hours. You know, we started on time, 15 minutes late each time. That's how we do it.
Yep. Consistent.
I will actually be taking a vacation officially next week, so I'm not going to be here next week. So it's okay, guys. If you want to still show up, it's okay. There's podcasts going on. Somebody else is going to be taking care of the streaming of it, and if it
You already
goes
are.
into
Brian.
a train
It's too
wreck,
late.
you know who to blame, not me. If the streaming side
That's
doesn't
right.
work
No,
out.
we blame
I
you
will
for
be happy
leaving
to
us.
skirt responsibility. Send your questions and complaints to Briar Rabbit.
To Pope Bear at Pope Bear on
Always
Twitter.
send your complaints to Pope Bear.
I think it's awesome that you're taking a vacation.
Yeah, I'm excited
Yes.
about
Yes.
it. It's gonna.
You haven't missed any single episode.
I've missed an episode
No, you've
except for
never
the
missed
one
one.
where they did an episode up in Seattle, and that
Yeah.
It
for
doesn't
4
count.
years, and that included when we were on Planet Destiny, and then
Yep.
Yeah.
jumping
Unreal.
forward. So yeah, I'm gonna be gone for
Take some
10-ish
time.
days or so, from the 13th till about the 23rd or 24th, and I'm gonna try to be off social media as much as possible, just completely disconnect and get myself prepped
Good
idea.
prepped for
Do what Pope
the
did.
fall. Go
Yeah, I can
Up
tell
on
you,
dongs.
go
It's,
drop
uh,
dongs.
Yeah.
It's drop dongs
Max out.
everywhere you
Maxed out Tasmanian dongs.
go. That's it.
That's right. If you want to find more of me, you can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. You can catch my streams, twitch.tv/TeftyTeft. And once again, I will be off on vacation starting the 13th. So I'm going to miss some stuff that's going on, like that No Man's Sky update.
Yeah.
And the
that's
reveal of PvP.
7 days away.
Gah.
Same day as the Armor 2.0 review.
Oh my God. I'm jealous. Already jealous.
You'll be fine.
All right.
I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me face deep in a
Trash can?
Please don't.
headset.
In a lavender scented
don't.
trash can.
Oh man, you know lavender gets me going.
Now you're talking.
That lavender Febreze, man. Oh yeah.
Is that a fresh white bag?
Did you pop
sound
up
like
right?
you
Blind?
just-
Oh yeah.
You just it sounds like you just unfurled that thing.
Are those red drawstrings?
Oh.
Fancy.
Wow, that's I like that.
13 gallon or 40?
No.
Okay. The 41, that's gonna be
That's a little
high.
excessive.
The dark-
That's Holtzman right
yeah,
there.
that's the heavy black plastic one.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
my bad.
It's some
Like
serious
them
business.
yard bags.
It's a good job you don't have a P.O. box, Briar, because I have a feeling you'd be getting sent a
Yes.
lot of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got a Valve Index. It should be here tomorrow. Look forward to a review of that on the YouTube channel soon. If you missed it, check out the Oculus Rift S review I did recently. And if you're curious about playing video games with an Xbox controller on an iPad, I just did a video about that over there too. So
Nice.
see you guys later.
Nice. I am Miss 5000 Watts. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Just look for Miss 5000 Watts. We're going to be playing a lot of Weeby games coming up in August, and it's very exciting.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm Fran Mirabella, or FM3 right here on Twitch. So you can support me over at FM3_. That is in there, but you can find me easily at FM3. Or I always mention I'm on the Epic Store if you're ever buying stuff on there as Fran Mirabella, and it's an easy way to support. Thank you.
And this has been Pope Bear. You can find me on Twitter at Pope Bear, but don't follow me there. Follow the podcast. Now, DCP_live is the place to not miss anything podcast related. We don't
That's right.
spam that account. Turn the notifications on. You'll never miss a live stream or any of the special events we do. I just want to take this moment to shout out to our patrons who support the podcast, they've allowed us to create a second podcast, the Side Quest podcast, DCP Side Quest, with Eric's Gaming, Tefty, Briar, and Miss 5000 Watts. That's on Mondays at
1 p.m. Pacific.
1 p.m.
1 p.m. Pacific. And it is a great show to watch live. Also to catch on our YouTube
It's all about
channel.
politics.
It's all about politics. If you're into the politics of games, that's what we're talking about. It's all kinds of games, and they get into it. It's honestly, for me as a person that stays mainly in Destiny, it's a great opportunity. I listen every week to catch all the stuff that's happening on other games and other communities. These guys play a ton of games, and I really like having their input in my life. So check out that show. It's an hour-long show, and it'll keep you in the loop of all the other stuff that's going on. Check out the description of this video for the link to that.
And make sure to send at Pope Bear trash bag memes this week on Twitter if you can.
Yes.
That would be fantastic.
That would be a glorious
in
thing
game
that you
2,
could do.
you could send him a PlayStation message about that.
Yeah, no, it's not. Trash cans are not. Yes.
It has to be old timey though.
Aside,
It's got to be old timey.
There's no bad medium for trash can related messaging to Pope Bear.
I want to appreciate
In the meme
all
format.
the patrons as well as the Twitch subscribers here and everybody who follows us or comments and retweets our post on YouTube. Wherever you're watching this, know that we appreciate it. You keep us doing the thing that we love the most, and that means a lot. So thank you very much, and I hope you guys have had a great week. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Same trash can channel. Have a
Same
good night.
trash cans.
Same trash can, different trash can.
Bye, guys.
Same, yes.